Good evening and welcome. It is a very late start, and the reason for that is just the fact that I did not want to waste y'all's time. The games are officially live over on my second PC now, which does mean I know for a fact that we've got gameplay coming up here in just a minute or two. Welcome Atmo, welcome Grap, welcome a Singular Fog, and welcome everybody else as we pool on in. We do have another glorious week of ECAC Esports. We're going to go into week 3. We're getting towards that halfway point of the competition here. Groups, I believe, 2 versus 6 tonight. I might even be able to pull up the scoreboard and show you exactly what I mean by that, because I look at that often enough. There we go. All right, take a look at that. Groups 2, we got the Minnesota State Mavericks, Bethany Bison, Kaiser University Premier, CUW Apex, UNK Loper Esports, GW Apex, who I believe will not be playing tonight. Of course, ALC, CMU Eagles, GU Apex, MSU Black. Of course, for Group 6, we've got Penn State Apex, MSUI, Fuel Esports Academy Apex, OC Esports Apex, IUI Varsity Jaguars, Stockton Apex, Fairmont State Falcons, of course, Kaiser University Academy, and St. Ambrose Esports here. I apologize again for the late start. Just needed to make sure that we had a game before I promised we were going to see a game here. So it took a little bit of a delay there, but we should be hopping into it soon. I got a prediction already live, already on the board. Yes or no, will the Minnesota State Mavericks, will they win this very first game? They are the best team in this lobby. Just objectively speaking, they are the creme de la creme of these teams here. Squads like Penn State Apex Blue or MSU White or Kaiser University have shown up a couple of times around the bend here. But realistically, when we talk about Speed Demon, Schmalz, and Meadsy here for this roster, that will likely be the difference maker. So, that being said, we should be jumping into the first game here in just a couple of seconds. How's everybody doing? Welcome in. Welcome, everybody. I hope your Mondays are fantastic here because we're going into the lull of the week. We got our Mondays. We got our Tuesday scrims. We got our Wednesday scrims. We turn around. We got play versus premiere by the end of the week. Tier lists to come tomorrow and Wednesday. And hopefully more Zephyr content. Suarez! My lovely lad. Iowa State legend. Suarez, how you doing, brother? Oh, the timer is fixed. You come with bad news? Why you come with bad news? Don't come with bad news. Also, the timer's fixed, so the timer's running. I'm missing a game day. Well, that's not good. That means the ISU Haymakers are about to get slut on my tier list. What's up, Kindly Monkey, by the way? Good to see you. Welcome back. 34 seconds on the board. 500 on Minnesota. Yes. 100 on the no. Just drop us to 40 already. Well, I'm not going to drop you to 40. You're not 40th bad. All right? I'll be completely honest with you, lock, stock, and barrel. You guys aren't 40th bad. You're not even 39th. We start to get towards 38th, and there's questions at the end of yours. Can you buy me a Chipotle? I haven't eaten in 8 days. Aiden, if you come... Yo! Suarez with the 30 stream streak! My man! Holy shit. I think you are tied for the second highest streak of anybody on stream. I don't think there is... I think there's maybe one other person who's been a bit longer at like 45 days straight. And honestly, you're kicking ass. Enlightened, welcome. I wish I looked as good as Enlightened, folks. Every single day I wake up and I ask myself, why am I not enlightened? Damn, I haven't been casting and I'm already coughing. That's not good. That's not good. Not the place I would want to be. Well, we'll be starting off on Olympus tonight. I didn't even check the maps that we're rocking with here. Let's take a look while I've got a second, because that actually does dictate a lot here. We are going to be going for Olympus 3 games straight and then on over to E-District. So not a 2-2-2. This is more akin to Contenders League, where you do see 3-3-3. For Minnesota State Mavericks, they are roughly alone on the southeastern side of this zone. And for a team that I really, really want to see get aggressive, it's going to be a second. MNSU will be running through this lobby. OI, aren't you just such a special, informed individual? The answer is yes. We will have to see how they start themselves off. For UNK Loper Esports, they've got stock section. Kaiser, Penn State in the same lobby. Let's go. They tend to consistently be an ECAC because they have so many rosters. The problem is they're not the same team anymore, so there's no beef. Coco, son, it is good to see you. Welcome back to the broadcast, Coco. I hope you've been doing your homework and eating your vegetables, but it's the same two rosters, I think? It's not. It is not the same two rosters. The person who was a problem previously on, what is it? On the Kaiser roster and the Kaiser team, they're gone. Penn State is. Bro just had a test, 2 quizzes in 1 class. Well, I'm happy that you failed. Congratulations, Coco. Locked as always. We'll see how you do. UNK Loper, they actually did take themselves into a fight to begin with here. Clinic with a break onto the Sparrow. I don't know who Devious Bacon Bunny or Peskies is, but you know what? Maybe this is a chance for them to make a name for themselves. Little pressure from Pesky over on the side, but Shadow Ice Fox is just as quick for Stockton Apex here. Problem is, you just lost out on your lifeline. Reset for Bacon Buddy should come through here, given that he is on Newcastle. Quick peek over from Shadow Ice Fox, a beam from the side. Devious will be knocked to return there just as the Loper squad pulls himself back together. But again, this is a Newcastle that you have to contest against here. Another reset again. A knock onto Devious. It's Imperial here trying to be the difference maker. My gosh, no resets. Another peek. Mobile shields knock. Double on either side. A 1v1. And Stockton have done it. Bacon Bunny. Multiple resets in a row here for Bacon Bunny. And you know what? That shit tastes good. Let's pop on over to Minnesota State because I will tell you what. It is time for another fight. Dat Boy, welcome. And whoa, the Mavericks take a blow. A 2v2 now. Marine with a peek. A drop on Speed Demon. But Schmalls, if you don't get Schmalls down, are you even really participating? Yeah, I'll be honest, Coco. The fact that they're just not punishing that was so bad there. I mean, seriously. Stockton have done it. You gotta get Schmalls on Octane Collegiate. Guys, you have to realize it's gonna take some time. Take some time for Minnesota to develop the ego. They need ego. Alright, they're not quite there yet. For Kaiser University Academy, they've yet to earn ego on this trade. Bethany Bison from the other side. Hey, Wazzy. Nothing. Anyways, the rest of the Bethany Bison squad, they ain't got much of a drive to themselves here. Just sticking easy on the Sparrow. I can see it. I would like it, but I could see it. Make sure Black he cooks. Well, you know who else cooks? Hey, Wazzy. A knock on the little drool head there, and maybe even the full thirst to go alongside it. Dodging out on that first ordinance. Ursa Twan here and Just Monty from Kaiser University Academy trying to put this roster back together. Little drool head is on the other side of that building. This should be enough for Bethany Bison because they're getting third party. SOB on the other side, the IUI Varsity Jaguars, and Ursa Twan from Kaiser takes it to a 2v2v2 here. Trade for trade, a wrap around the pillar, not Sniper.exe with another knock onto the Bethany Bison squad. TK Bird already on the outside trying to play for another recovery. IUI Varsity Jaguars, again, a knock against them. That leaves Kaiser likely 3 members up in this fight. Not Sniper's going to take a bit of a burn there for the zone, but more likely for the Varsity Jaguars is going to start prioritizing that rotate in. There they are, the Kaiser State Academy. They are good to go. Let's take a look at the UNP Lopers there. They got a holdout right outside of Garden. Getting blasted back by the bombardment. MSU White here. Not really giving them that deep of a run for their money. They are not going to hold them to toe. Pesky there is getting shot out by Yowerd. And if y'all don't know Andrew, or Yowerd, Andrew is a demon on this particular Octane. He is probably one of the most aggressive players in ECAC. Whether he actually lands his shots or not, he's a man who loves his Mastiff and loves the KP that can sometimes go alongside it. There he is, heals up on the board. Doesn't have a Mastiff. This time's working the PK. Wingman in hand here. Flash of the mastery, but no shot to behold. It's Flow Motion, struggling, but not before Bacon Bunny's drop. Bacon Bunny is that Newcastle, so no clutch factor moments here this time around. A couple of 77s, and for UNK Lauper, they will be settled in stone here, just outside of the Grow Tappers. St. Ambrose finished off by Minnesota as MSU Black. The other MSU roster has got Penn State locked up here inside of the Turbine area. We'll see where they'll find themselves, because for Penn State Apex Blue, V-Ray stays. TTV awful, you guys. They're probably the second best roster in this lobby, just behind Minnesota. Are there any notable teams in this? Minnesota. The Minnesota State Mavericks Coco plays in this. Cumberland does, in fact, play in this league. I believe USM. USM also plays in this league. So, definitely some high-quality individuals when we talk about who's showing up here. I will say you are right, though, in terms of how it is considered. Didn't BU? I don't remember if Bellevue did. Meadsies and Schmalls, and that will be it for CUW Apex. We've really got to stay on Minnesota slightly more often because they're just so quickly here. MSU White, though, they are particularly good as well. It's Flow Motion, Shrimp, and Andrew. We saw their first wipe just outside of Grow Towers here. Andrew is the leading factor. Shrimp and the rest of the squad are on the, well, back foot here. It's Flow Motion will heal this one out. And we'll see if they'll actually look for KP. Kaiser University unable to find the break onto the EMP, and that should be the go button here. A drill, and that's going to be Wochop trying to run out from the side there. Andrew is already crossing the distance on this Octane to look for this kill. Wingman PK in hand. Never anything different. The flickies don't quite represent for Andrew here. He's forced back to battery. Most of our squads can be forced down to that bonsai area. Currently, Minnesota, not particularly bad. So, we're getting an Octane ban game one. I'll tell you what, it's surprising. In this league in particular, things like that Octane, that lifeline, they go surprisingly quickly. For the Minnesota State Mavericks, they're surprisingly quick at finding this KP. Evacs have been dropped here. They've already gotten the one, but they want to look for the full thirst ahead here. No information on where they've gone. Bethany Bison's already through the other side of that choke. Yeah, we're getting vibe bands. We're getting whoever. We're getting just about whoever comes through here. Kaiser University at Academy coming through there from Phase Driver. 10 squads remaining. Fuel, Penn State Apex, Kaiser University Premier. They are still stuck on that choke up there towards MSU White. Bethany Bison, this might be the end of Awazi here. I can't particularly say they're gonna last for long. It's Flow Motion though, shot from behind, and there's the wrap from Kaiser Premier. Long distant knocks, another crack found. It's Flow Motion is thirsted on the other side. Octane jump pads to come on through. They're gonna have to climb inside this building and crack them open. Trying to hear them out, see where they've gone. The rest of Kaiser University Premier prioritizing playing inside that zone. It's going to be a break on the crypto for now as they turn their attention towards the edge. They did manage to find Shrimp, and for Andrew, completely on the other side of that wall. That still doesn't answer the problems ahead here. 3 minutes to go, and MSU White, they don't have much of a position for themselves. For Minnesota State Mavericks, shot in their own position. CMU Eagles here will be taking this building under control. A catalyst break on the door, trying to look for a couple of full thirsts here. And really, we are failing to eliminate Speed Demon in a way that matters. Come on. Knock down shield, not that hard. Come on.
Over there.
Go here.
Okay, well, Speed Demon is still alive somehow, some way. Finally, Minnesota State Mavericks, they're able to get that banner. Did he just give up? Yeah, he literally, he just gave up. He walked back. He struggled so hard. Anyways, for Kaiser University Premier, after seeing that display of the knockdown shield, I think they'll have an easy time with this fight. Bit of a break on those piercing spikes, but a blast from the other side. They've got a mobile shield that'll defend for now. Retired on shot from both sides of the zone. Wild Wings with a knock on their own way. CMU Eagles here. Beams and a half from Stray Paladin, who got that initial knock. Little bit of the thermite. We'll see how it goes. Big damage there from the other end of Kaiser. They're nowhere close to as low as I thought they were. Little choke and a snipe. Absolutely primed PK shots. Kaiser University, though, Minnesota here from the other side. They just got this revive off, and they're looking for this third party. Schmalz through the window. Hey, that boy is aimed. Thank you so much for the subscription. Dat boy, pick a color for the sign. You just pumped us up 15 additional minutes on the subathon timer. Thank you so much here. You gotta pick a color for the sign, Dat boy. Minnesota, they don't actually get that full thirst off on Kaiser. Tune into Violent Offenders, Penn State Apex. They are struggling here. Ursa Tuan, the last remaining member here against the other side of Penn. Mobile shield moving, and those are some beautiful incendiary grenades. Kaiser University dropped by Penn State right on the edge of zone.
Recklessly.
Jojo,
Like
the way you get a spot on one of these college teams is you got to be a full-time student at your university. Full-time student at your university. Find out if you have an esports program. If you don't, you're going to have to find 2 other players who are also full-time students. Then join one of the many leagues of College Apex. If you want more information, shoot me a DM. I won't be able to answer right now, of course, deeply, but I can pop you over some links that'll get you set up here. For the Minnesota State Mavericks, they're getting this lobby primed and ready for a couple of thirsts. Let's see how this one goes. Thermite over on the other side. We'll see how it sets up there on the stairwell. Meadsy with the drop onto Dragomono. A port play up to high here. Alter for Alter with a port of their own. They've caught the conduit out as the ultimate rings through. Meadsy with knock number 2. A couple of full thirsts here. We will get the full wipes for the Minnesota team here. The rest of Minnesota, they've lost the sauce on the final full kills here. But still, good resets ahead. IUI Varsity Jaguars, there they are. Smalls already chasing this one down on this Octane with the rest of Minnesota. Remember, they are not in zone yet. So, as they wrap through this one, they're going to have to look for not just that KP onto the Varsity Jaguars, but also a position in zone. Wazi here, up from high ground, was never quite able to get the Bethany Bisons back in. What teams? Henbone, welcome back, my friend. If you like these teams, the one you're going to be wanting to watch today in particular is the Minnesota State Mavericks. They are the best team in this lobby. There are a couple other good ones, but if you keep watching the stream, I will let you know as we go through.
Got an enemy here.
Minnesota, still barely in zone. The bridge out ahead of them is not with a lot of cover here. Remember, they are not playing Newcastle. They are not playing Caustic. They have barely any structures to work with when we talk about their utility ahead. For Fuel Esports Academy, they barely have a life to work with. A couple of teleports inside the building. State Apex with a burn there on the droid. Finally, a couple of shots right around the corner. And awful, you guys, he'll be able to find that final knock on today's there. For Penn State, they have the prime position in zone. Well, I'll tell you what, Henbone, Fisher is not in this lobby tonight. No Fisher. No Fisher for you to watch. Penn State Apex. Like I said, that is a building that could come up big for them, but Minnesota State Mavericks understand how important it is to take this one away. Getting this building under lock, sight, and control would guarantee they get the win. For Penn State Apex Blue, though, they are the second best team in this lobby. It's the two Titans finally matching up here in their final moments. Fuel Esports Academy were able to get 2 members still alive, and MSU White are down to a solo up towards the north here. When we talk about 3v3 potential, it is just Penn State versus Minnesota here. The PK, the castle wall, defense to play, a crack on the other side. MSU Whites will be picked off there by Speed Demon as we take us down to 3 squads remaining. 2 still alive for Fuel. Port's up to height there. A massive snipe from what I can only assume is Speed Demon. The port play to the inside. Beams from Meadsy is traded back just as quickly and easy. Schmalz taking the edge. Mino with a knock on the Daze. Penn State, they're going to try to survive with the Newcastle resets here. There's the full recovery, but they are so low. Another peak play just behind the portal. Mobile shields utilized for recovery. Minnesota, they don't quite have that port in, but they have blistered the utility. Meadsy wants to look for the option on the interior, but it's just as quickly back to the outside. Penn State are still healing this one out. The biggest question we have, though, is where is the fuel? JoJo, average rank, probably sits around flat, but there are pro league players who play collegiate. Looks like Speed Demon finding that one member in Captain Logie. Looks like just one remaining team they left alive here for the fan or the fuel. That's going to be 3v3v1 here for this final. Well, maybe not much more than that. Speed Demon getting sniped out here. Penn State, Kraber in hand of days. They finally start to look outside this building. A nice teleport. Little steal there from the likes of Meadsy. Gets the damage down, but isn't quite the crown. 34 seconds to go, and Minnesota are trying to control both sides of this zone. They have one rat behind them, and they have the entire Penn State roster. Penn State, though, they want to get as much KP as they can. V-Raise is low. Penn State single-handedly have been losing this time after time. JoJo, roller players are not even, I'll say this, they're not only accepted, they are appreciated by so many of these squads here. So, you are absolutely, definitely, maybe even passionately an option for one of these college teams. Genju, thank you so much for the follow. Meadsy, a peek around the side. There is the beams. Not quite the knocks they need. Schmalz is trying to hold this one out just as well. Speed Demon looking. Schmalz is taken high. Finally, a knock on a V-Raise. The Newcastle reset is coming through here. And I have to imagine, yes, Meadsy the inside. Again, a port play. V-Raise, a re-knock. Meadsy is traded by TP Dolphins, guys. A 2v2 situation. Schmalz with a knock on a Daze. The Newcastle is critical here. Schmalz is diving. Schmalz is knocking. And Minnesota find game one. Congratulations to the Mavericks here. Absolutely phenomenal performances. We already knew they were going to come and play successfully. The question was, would they win the game? They delivered lock, hand, in key. Speed Demon, congratulations, buddy. JoJo, what college are you going to head off to, bud? I'm really curious. Schmalz! And you know what? I'll throw in a discount deal on Meadsy. There you go. Who's better, Minnesota or Fisher? It's Fisher. Fisher. Caden, I know you're not saying a damn message in TikTok right now, but I just saw you join my chat in TikTok, Caden. It's good to see you, buddy. calling out the University of Texan player. Unique Game, thank you for the follow. TikTok a snitch. TikTok is a snitch, Caden. Musa, thank you so much for the likes. Everybody, thank you so much for the likes. I really appreciate it. Now, we are going to get the next game started here in about 5 minutes or so. I know that's when we lose the majority of our viewers here. But hey, no worries. Hopefully, you have the time to set some signs the high. You know what I'm saying? Of course you do. Of course, Dat Boy, you gave me a subscription here a while ago. I just saw you said GG. You got to pick a color for my sign, brother. Come on. Give me a little color. Thank you so much for the likes, by the way. 162 and rising. No joke and a half here. Oh, I've snapped my sign. It's finally happened. The sign is snapped. Oh, well, I'll have to do another one. I'll take green. All right. Let me pop on. Here you go, Dat Boy. Nice green marker. Caden, thank you so much for the follow, bud. Dat boys. Dat boys ain't. Thank you so much for the Prime subscription. What's the thing to get in? Big Dog Troy, this is not a custom lobby. This is not a competition for just randoms. This is College Apex. This is for college teams. Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays. If you're a full-time college student, we've got competitions, and of course, there's money on the line here. Zeph, you get to see us play Revtane in Lobby 1 on Friday? Oh, shit. You're fucking with me. There's no way. You're not playing OG Revtane. Thank you so much for the likes. We just hit 600 likes. Can we see 1,000? Can we see 3K? So far, the record for me to beat is currently 3,000 likes. That would be insane. You know what? I kind of like the sign being wayward now. Wayward signage. Anyways, let's pop on over to the scoreboard while we wait. I know a few of you just saw that game, but more importantly, you want to know how good Minnesota truly were. With the win under their belt and 22 kills. That is going to be a 34-point start for the Minnesota State Mavericks. Arguably, and I'm saying this right now, arguably Minnesota should win all 6 of these games in a row. Game 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Everything that follows should be a Mavericks dub. Hey! We just hit 1,000 likes. Thank you so much. Keep them tippy-tapping there. Absolutely phenomenal. 22 is expressive, and especially in a 15-16 team lobby. That's a good point, O-Wise. In a 15-16 team lobby, you are missing out on 12 KP. Remember, every single time someone is eliminated, that is 1 point for that team. So there is currently 12 points no longer available in this lobby. Penn State is currently sitting at 15 points there, a second place finish with 6 KP. Nice little dime there for MSU White. We saw Andrew survive to that end game. The Fuel survived as a duo, but only walk away with 7 because they got no KP. 5 KP for Kaiser, 5 for CMU Eagles, 3 for Kaiser University Academy, and 3 for UNK Lopper. Realistically, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a 30 KP game for Minnesota later tonight. That being said, I'm going to set up the next prediction here. Here we go. Minnesota, congratulations. They did win that first game. The next line is going to be a little bit tougher. Minnesota over under 14.5. Oh, there we go. Min, Henbone, I believe in you. Here we go. Over under. You guys got 5 minutes to get your bets in. Go ahead. Place your points on the line. We always love to see it here for the ECAC, at least competition. That being said, lobby has officially started here. Remember, we've got Olympus underway again. Hey, BPM Axtro, thank you so much for the follow. Absolutely phenomenal there. You know what's more phenomenal? The fact that we are already at 2.6K likes. 2.7 and climbing. Someone is out there. They've got, I don't know what to call it, attached to their hand, but it sure as hell is great at hitting that like button. Thank you so much. We've got the second game of Olympus here. Some would call it the Penn Ultimate. And with that little timer coming to an end, thank you so much for 3,000 likes. That is the highest amount I have ever achieved in my 3 days of streaming on TikTok. That's right, this is my 3rd day of streaming on TikTok. It's me. Thank you, Henbone. Absolutely insane. You're number 1 for a reason, but let's see if Minnesota ends up number 1 here again. We are missing quite a few teams from the lobby tonight. You don't know why? It's because they've got no goddamn passion. They are absolutely sad and sully with it. They are just sad. Just sad, right? They don't want to succeed. ACU 39th in contenders, Toxic Flash. I mean, as long as you guys keep missing out on games, Abilene Christian University will never see my respect here. Now, of course, for Olympus last time around, we saw UNK Lopper go up against Stockton over there towards the Gardens Clinic area. It was UNK that came out with the dub in that first fight. For the Minnesota State Mavericks, they were quick on their loop path, and then they were over to Solar Array to wipe out ALC. Our zone, working towards Grow Towers and Garden. This one is a little bit further towards that northeastern side. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see it directly towards Gardens here. For the most of these teams, though, we're talking about just standard looting. IUI Varsity Jaguars, they are already rocking with a very early Conduit, a very early Ash. Graham from MSU Black is playing... he's playing the Bloodhound. I know he was buffed a little bit, but not that great. Mirage coming through from Fervent Scroll there. That's a little less suggestive in terms of the picks that we've seen. The rest of these squads look, though, a little bit more common. 4,000 likes on TikTok. Thank you so much. Most of our squads will be getting themselves set up for this zone, but with the majority set out here on the western side, it is going to be a long-range run ahead here for UNK Lopper. They are already moving towards the clinic. Jump pad out. Last time around, they were the successful squad to wipe out this team. Let's see how this one may go. Pesky, Bacon Bunny, and Devious. Just trying to hear this one out. Devious up above. PK and 301 on the ready. Stockton Apex down below. They're already just trying to get this climb out on the outside. See if they can get a cheeky beam. This is on TT. I don't know what the hell that means. What the hell's a TT? Also, if you mean TikTok, then yeah. UNK Lopper down to the interior again. A blast against the door. A couple of nades. Stockton Apex here. Trying to break on through this other side. They'll get their rampart wall torn down here as that amp speed will tick off. Couple of heals for Stockton. We'll see how this one goes. Soares said hydrate. Soares, I'm in the middle of a fight right now. I gotta cast this, Soares. Give me a second. I'll get to your hydrates in a second. Oh, you're on UL Red? Hey, or maybe you're not as bad as Lopper there. Taking a huge chunk of damage on their first peek. That's going to be Pesky knock. Bacon Bunny just as fast. Right from the interior, though. A couple of shots will knock Imperial down. The Newcastle this time around, not as successful. A big beam, 72. Shadow Icebox low, but UNK Lopper unable to survive. That'll be the wipe. MSU Black, they could be moving in just as quickly here. Meanwhile, Bethany Bison, a trade for trade. That's going to be the one tick of damage left standing, but we're shooting wooden poles. The bullets find no purpose. There's the Octane leaping on past you. Awazi finally drops the Knuckle Cluster, and that's the knock that'll find Wild Wing there. A full thirst to go alongside it, and retired Unk, which sounds a lot like myself, is going to be already on their way out. One remaining and wonderfully looking Horizon over there towards the north. Goth Girls Are My Life from Kaiser University Premier. Just trying to last and live. Varsity Jaguars already peeking around the bend on this, though. Not snipered, very low. There's the burn. 75 for 2 Dizzy. Trying to capture it with the tactical. A knock on the TK Bird. Couple of exchange. Torres. I'll tell you what, I'll have a great stream. Thank you so much for being here. I'll see you soon. Bethany Bison losing out on TK Bird is criminal. Awazi and Mystic still stuck on the main buildings here. 2v3 situation ahead for them. If I was those guys, I'd be already on my way out. For Minnesota State Mavericks, they're already on their way to 2KP. Plenty of squads towards Hammonds, but they're covering this rotation just behind them. St. Ambrose Esports, a couple of nades and the missiles will strike. A launching Octane straight into the corner here. And Hez doesn't realize that Minnesota has moved on. Meezy's quick for the escape. Missile strike coming down there. And that's a stun to find Casper and Hez knocked out. That'll be St. Ambrose, one remaining member here. A peek behind the tree, a bunch of blistering bullets. And for St. Ambrose, picked off with 14 squads remaining. For Minnesota, like I said, guys, I would be absolutely shocked if they do not win this entirely today. Thank you so much for the likes. 5.6K. I mean, that is absurd. Just absurd. MSU Black. What's absurd is the fact it took this long to get here. For this roster, they got time and a half. Couple of bounces around the back here as Graham will get traded by Aiden on the other side. Not just traded, but full thirsted here. MSU Black are officially a duo. They got the pad and can run this one away for Stockton Apex, by the way. They are currently a host of one of these final end zone positions, so this is not a bad spot for them. Stockton, they're going to take the full brunt of that EMP for MSU White. This is that sister squad to MSU Black. They could come in here and easily thirst you. Andrew, Mastiff in hand this time around. Zendikar, it's good to see you. Welcome back. It's Flow Motion on the outside. Aiden and the rest of Stockton stuck to the low ground. Outside there, MSU Black. It's a pincer from the sister squad. MSU Black and MSU White. Both of them here. Little do they know, they might go against each other. The Forge the Shadows comes in clutch, but it's not enough. It's Flow Motion will be traded out. Stockton Apex, they're just gonna bide their time on the interior here. It's Imperial though, trying to beat this out. A couple of KP, MSU White, or MSU Black, taken out as a result. But the Minnesota State Mavericks, they've heard the chaos, they've heard the shots. It says Tweedledee and Tweedledum are primed and ready for some easy KP. It's Flow Motion, dropped again against MSU White here. Penn State dies in the kill feed as Minnesota, well, they get one shot off of that hopping Octane, but for the rest of this KP, they're going to be separated from it. Sheila doesn't know how to turn itself around. A dive, a dodge, and a break onto Aiden. A beam around the back as the Sparrow ultimate is unleashed here. Sheila makes this door hard to peek through, but Schmalz is down right now. Wait out the ultimate. Missile strikes. Not quite where they want them as Aiden is full thirsted. Another Sheila around the back, and this man simply isn't aiming. He simply isn't even participating. Minnesota State Mavericks, a quick and simple cleanup here outside of the clinic. Looks like OC Esports, they might meet their maker at the hands of Bethany Bison. Oh my gosh, we barely missed the beam. Trade for trade, they'll take it up above, and it is a single bullet, a haircut of a bullet from notsniper.exe there that finishes the job. IUI Varsity Jaguars, they know that there's a team on the inside there, but Bethany Bison, they could always rotate this towards that northeastern side. Brady Peterson, thank you so much for the share. Minnesota State Mavericks flying back on in. They've got the missiles to start this one off. You can hear the Octane, though, just running away. Not too happy. Not a fighter at heart there. A snipe from Meadsy. Stingray Games already caught out. There's a little bit of the catalyst. Gonna try to get the recovery off as Minnesota closes the gap here. Speed Demon, though, right around the bend. A Newcastle wall. There's the sniper out. 67, triple take shots. 66, a knock on this Ray Paladin. And that's practically your best possible member here. Schmalz, beam for beam. It's going to be the Rolling Thunder, though, from Speed Demon that inevitably gets the KP. Kaiser University, though, they're just as quick here to play for this as they wanted. Let's see how it goes. Couple of nades. See how it goes. Would I need to attend the college if I joined a collegiate team if my university doesn't offer a team? You sadly have to be a part of your university's team. Now, hey, Cosmos, I'll let you know. When I'll tell you, yeah, when I was at Texas A&M, we did not have an Apex team. We didn't. I started one in 2023. We got some of the best players at our university, and we went on to win national championships. So, all it takes is a little good outreach there for IUI Varsity Jaguars. They're going to go for a little bit of a heal here, out towards the choke. 1 minute, 17 seconds to go. I mean, Jesus, easy money there. Bethany Bison, though, there's a reason so many of these teams are running the Octane, to play for safety. Hey. Flatline this Friday sounds like a decimator. And by the way, call him Fiddle Dude, not Middle Dude. See you, Apex. Not much to say. Is St. Ambrose from Iowa? St. Ambrose is from Davenport, Iowa. And I totally just looked that up. MSU school? MSU, I always thought was Michigan State. Might be Mississippi State. They don't list it for some reason. Schmalls, Meadsy, Speed Demon, though. They list it loud and proud and as clear as can be. Here they are. Schmalls, Meadsy, Speed Demon. I mean, they've heard the pad on the other side. They're just going to try to gatekeep a couple of these rosters. MSU's Mississippi State. Thank you. Oh, there you go, Sendy. Looks like Mississippi State will be rotating through the other side of the Grow Towers right into IUI Varsity Jaguars. They've got problems ahead, though. Beautiful arc snare here from Too Dizzy. Gonna catch that Valkyrie out there, and it might as well be skeet shooting or open range. One final moment, and that will be out for CUW. Schmalls is trying to gaslight us that they never had an N in their name. No, it's always been MNSU. Minnesota. Here we go. Michigan State, by the way, does have a team. Zendikar. They do. Big beams around the back. LC. It's flow motion with the drop there, but they're still stuck on the low ground. Mississippi State will be forced to climb this one up as Minnesota. Well, they'll defend the clinic that be. That's going to push that one away for now. It's not the full force of fight that they want, but a drop to the low ground might as well just be, I mean, so that's it for Seni Satori. Maney doesn't even get to last much longer. For Minnesota, this is easy as it gets. Minnesota. Couple of heals here. They've got the best position in zone. Fuel Esports, they are still alive, but it is Captain Logie trying to control it for now. Snipes on the outskirts here. Minnesota wants to clear out not just the Fuel roster, but whoever is sitting out here towards this northern side. Meadsy, Speed Demon, Schmalls.
Got company out there.
I mean, my God. I mean, I have no idea how Captain Logie hasn't been found out here. Bethany Bison's that northern team. Kaiser University, IUI, and Mississippi on the other side. Now, that is a res. A res and a half might as well be a waving flag in the air here. Oh my gosh, 8,000 likes. Thank you so much. Speed Demon will get that full thirst onto Mano, though, so that will be Fuel Esports stuck as a duo now from the inside. There's the blast against their door. Remember, that is a wall, but the slide won't survive through it all. A snipe from either end, and Meadsy deletes the end of Fuel Esports here for MSU White. They've got snipers in tow, a fully charged Sentinel, 88 on top of the rest there. You would only hope and pray that the rest of the Mississippi State roster could hit a shot. 5 squads down. Kraber in Little Droolhead's hand. Kaiser University, they are trained and ready up above here. Minnesota, this is going to be the Valkyrie for information. They're going to utilize that scrying peak of the, oh, my gosh, perfect missile swarm there. Meadsy doesn't have the time to get the weapon out. Kaiser University, though, is caught from that other side, and so it is going to be Minnesota able to get Meadsy healed and ready for play. MSU White, EMP, a holdout on the edge of zone here. Andrew, Shrimp, in slow motion. A final knock against IUI Jaguars. They'll dive out from zone. Beams will follow suit. A final tick would do you in. Instead, it's going to be everyone else. Is it just M&K only? No. Why would it be just M&K only? Hell, we have console players in here, Gas.
We've got company.
Damn, MSU playing Octane this league is so unserious. You know, there's a couple of thoughts. For Minnesota, though, they are still stuck. Can I join? Are you a college student? Do you have a team? Because this is for college. You gotta be a college boy. You gotta be a full-time college student. How's the Utah teams doing? Utah has been doing pretty okay. They're not playing today. They play on Fridays. They're doing all right. They are, I would say, a top 10 team right now. Utah just won the last land, Seg. 4 squads remaining. Mississippi State here. Bethany Bison on the outside. Minnesota and Kaiser up above. Everybody has to make their way in. Controller is in fact real. FPS Aether. It is a real thing. Huge. What, the University of Utah or Utah Valley? We have University of Utah, we have Utah Valley, we have Utah State. We have Utah State
Enemy
JV. We have Utah JV. There are 5 different Utah teams you could support, Sag. There's multiple probably above that. Name 10 books. Name 10 books.
Saw someone out there.
Someone
Stay
wandered.
The
focused.
Hunger Games. Mockingjay. Divergent. The Testing. Gone. Light. I'm trying. Hold on. Scythe. Graceling. Bitter Blue.
Safety
Fire.
out, folks.
Magic.
Enemies
Quest.
here.
The Septimus Heap series, by the way. Harry Potter the Sorcerer's Stone. Harry Potter the Chamber of Phoenix. Why are we naming mid-books? Hey, you said name 10 books. The Bible.
Someone else is over there.
Chamber of Phoenix? Shit, Chamber of Secrets. It's Order of the Phoenix. My bad. All right. We're at 9,500 likes. We are almost going to reach 10,000 here. 38 seconds till our final zone closes in. Mississippi State. They've got a trained eye. King James. I mean, I doubt... You dare question the words of the holy Jimmy? He only likes dystopian books written for teenage girls. That is true. I do enjoy dystopian books. Final 1, Final 2. Kaiser University, they've been holding out up above and realistically should be in the best position. Henbone, I know what you're doing. Thank you so much for the 10,000 likes. Christ, we're only in game 2. I don't even know where we'll end this one here, but I know what. This game alone is going to end. Percy Jackson is phenomenal, Wizard, by the way. Percy Jackson is incredible. Kaiser University up above. They control how this game will finish.
Let's go this
Kraber
way.
in the hands of Little Droolhead. Mississippi on the outside with
Contact.
Bethany Bison. Minnesota, who needs to find a dub. 5K Heart, can't feel your thumbs. User 676388. Thank you. And Gas, thank you for the follow. Mississippi, they don't have this fence line for long. They will be forced in right next to Bethany Bison and potentially Minnesota fighting this one out. Kaiser, they'll take themselves to the next second floor here. Ursatwan, just Monty. There's the dive from Bethany Bison. A knock for Minnesota for 1. Kaiser University getting dropped from all sides here. They're down to just a flesh or 2. Ursatwan to be finished as Minnesota have arrived to play here. There's Sneezy taking it up above. The knocks of the beam. A left by Bethany Bison, and it's a trade for trade. Speed Demon is knocked down, and Mississippi, who have played the outskirts, are here for your knockdown, are here for your life. In slow motions, meleeed to death. Schmaltz is on 1 tick, but MSU White, they still finish the job. Mississippi State University, they almost lost it. They almost fucked up. They were so close to losing that one. Shout out to Minnesota State. I'm pretty sure they absolutely dominated so much of that equation. But for Mississippi State University, they are the dubbers. This is not custom game scrims. This is a competition. I would say money is on the line, but on Mondays, money is not on the line. But they are, if you're just joining us, we are watching College Apex. That's right, college teams playing college games. We go every single day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever comes out next, Thursday, Friday. Hayden. All right, let's pop on over to the scoreboard here. Welcome, everybody, one and all. We are in our second game there, and we're going to get into our third soon. The last one here. MSU almost through. Yeah, they genuinely almost did. That game alone, though, the Minnesota State Mavericks, I asked y'all on the betting side, over under 14.5 kills. They got 17. If you took the over, you knew what you were doing. You got yourself a smart cookie and a half here. On the other end of the bracket, they got the 26 points from that game. But Mississippi, not bad themselves. 14 KP. And they sit there. Andrew, it's Flow Motion and Shrimp. Henbone, you did take the over. And you're the smarter of the two. I'll tell you what, 14 points for Bethany Bison, 9 for IUI Varsity Jaguars, Stockton Apex at 6, Kaiser University at 5, OC Esports at 5, Fuel Esports 3. The rest are diminishing returns. For this game, let's target out someone specifically here. Who is the highest in the overall with KP right now? Who has the most KP? Meadsy. So, Meadsy had 8 in game 1, had 8 in game 2. Well, that should be a pretty fine line. Will over under 7.5 K for Meadsy. Over under. Get your bets in. You guys got time on the board. I'm going to give you 5 minutes. Make sure you say, I did, Wizard. I did. I made sure I said it this time. Does ECAC have a prize pool? I don't believe ECAC does. Everyone else does, though. So, I thought it was his age. Yeah, over, under, Meadsy's age, 31 and a half. I actually don't know how old Meadsy is. I think he's 23. 24? He's a little older. I don't remember. Maybe he's 21. Meadsy, how old are you? I know you're listening somewhere. All right. Either way, overall scoreboard puts Minnesota Mavericks at 60 here. MSU White now catching up with their dub at 34. They are one of the better rosters in this lobby, and they get just as aggressive as Minnesota. Penn State Apex Blue plays it consistently, but they are tied with Bethany Bison now with 18. IUI Varsity Jaguars with 13 points and 10 points, respectively, for Fuel Esports Academy Apex and Kaiser University Academy here. It's going to be a little bit of a long-winded one at that for these teams to put themselves together, but they still got 4 games to do it. Reminder, this is the last game of Olympus. After this, we will be popping on over to E District here to settle out the rest of the lobby. Welcome one and all. If you're just joining, this is College Apex. Now, for Soares and Enlightened, I was in the middle of game. I have to go hydrate. I have to grab a water bottle. So I'll be right back. Schmalls is 29. Very true. All right, I'm back. Any Arkansas teams? Arkansas State has a roster. They're pretty darn good. They are in the Premier League of college. Are these true sport teams from colleges, or is it more of a club style? Well, I'll tell you what. The majority are going to be clubs because most schools, they do not support esports in its entirety yet. But there are a lot of ones who are scholarship funded as well. I know they're Minnesota, the one you see at the top of this lobby right now, they are a scholarship school. So there is a chance to go to college and play Apex. He's a good boy. Sick. I love that it's growing. Hell yeah. College Apex has been around for 3 years now. It was started in, well, shit. It was started before 2023, but it got its footings behind itself just in 2023, and over time has been able to establish itself. So, it is growing more than it ever has. There are 2 lands coming up. One will be in San Antonio, and another one will be in, oh gosh.
This is your champion.
All right, we got to restart. Restart for the teams. Welcome, Isaiah. No way this is on your For You page. What? You missed Zephyr? You can't hide from me, buddy. You can't hide. You either find me on Twitch, or you find me over here, okay? 13.8K likes. Thank you guys so much. No, I'll tell you what. 2 lands coming up. One in San Antonio. Another will be hosted somewhere in the Midwest. I can't announce it yet because I'm not allowed to by the owners. But those will be taking place here sometime April, May or so. Is IUE in this server? What is IUE? Yo! Drop Lung Kit. Thank you so much for the follow. What does IUE stand for? All right. Games are starting. Is Purdue Black playing? Not in this lobby, Matthew. I know you love Purdue. Joyous! Thank you for the follow. I like how you said IU East without explaining who the... I said, who's IUE? And you said, well, it's obviously IU East. Like I know what the I want to know what the I stands for. What is the I? The U stands for university. What is the I? Is it Illinois? Is it Indiana? Indiana? Joyous says Indiana. Indiana? I do not believe Indiana University East has a roster. I do know that Indiana University does. I know that Indiana University Pennsylvania does as well. I do not believe IU East does. The standard Indiana does, though. They currently play in Premier League. They primarily play on Fridays. Welcome, welcome, one and all. We're getting into our third game. I came back from my arena, and they were in a tournament. Huh. Really? I'd love to know which one. They might be playing in this one, but I would have to take a look at the team list. Actually, you know what? I do have the team list here. IUI, IU... Oh! Hey! Take a look at this. I'm as dumb as a door hammer. Here's the team listing, and you can see in Group 4 down here at the bottom, we've got IUE Red Wolves, and we've got IUE Red Wolves 2. So here it is, IUE and IUE, Group 4 and Group 5. There is Indiana University East. What is the difference of the Premier League and the non-Premier League? Well, realistically, Premier League is the pinnacle. Premier League, they're looting right now. No one's doing anything exciting in game. So I could take a second and show you this. These are the Premier teams. You'll notice some big names here too. Utah University's in this. There's Ottawa, University of Southern Mississippi, San Jose State, University of Houston, Hawaii, Illini, St. Clair, Purdue, University of Texas, Rochester, right? University or Utah State's there, Texas A&M, Florida State, the Seminoles. There's Arkansas State for you, user. Alabama, right? These are my power rankings. But Premier League is just simply the best teams, right? So they are the top 40 teams in Collegiate. They compete on Fridays. Now, there are other great teams in Collegiate. They just compete on different days here. Right now, Fisher, I would say, is the best team in Collegiate, followed by Cumberland. And you know what? We'll see how. U of C is pretty cool. University of Calgary, they're in number 7. You guys, this is a separate league. So Premier League, while it plays on Friday, our other college teams like to play in other leagues to keep practice up and to compete for different stakes. You'll see Minnesota in this lobby right now. They're currently ranked 6th overall in my power rankings for the best teams in Collegiate. As we pop on over, we'll be taking a look at the Minnesota State Mavericks. In this lobby in particular, they are the best. And they will continue to show that here on the last map of Olympus. Can I do Trident driving power rankings? You know, Caden, I probably could. Driving skill tier list. Shit, I might do a sniper's tier list and put Meadsy at the top. Because right now, he is absolutely killing it. Little knock there from Speed Demon on the explosive arrow. And like I said, he's killing it, but also missing every single shot on a knocked opponent. Stay on Meadsy the whole game. 50 subs. 50 subs. 50 subs and we'll stay on Meadsy next game the entire time. 50 subs though. You gotta drop 250. Alright. You gotta pull out Limbox level money. A couple of nades. a big missile swarm, and there's the man himself, Beefy, popping the gas to the nozzle. That'll be another drop here from Minnesota State. And I'll tell you what, for the rest of the Mavericks, they're just chasing out what kind of kill they can find. Out here in hydroponics, Kaiser University, they might be on their last legs here. Just Monty shot out from up above. IUI Varsity Jaguars, they've got the drop on to Monty here. That'll be the rest of this team now looking for, well, the rest of Kaiser. University Academy here stuck on the interior. Little Droolhead is already running for their life. They said, I got a ticket to ride, and it is on the train out of this equation. Already towards the Cascades here. User 676388, thank you so much for the follow. I'll tell you what, 50, you think I want to sit here and watch just Meadsy when we got action going around everywhere else? Come on. All right, IUI Varsity Jaguars, though, they make light work of what should be good action by porting away from the equation here. Too Dizzy, not Sniper.exe, and Dragomono. Struggling. Minnesota State Mavericks, though, they just got the full wipe onto Bethany Bison, but CUW Apex is here for a third party. And you know what? That is, what an aggressive third party, dude. You threw out a Maggie Ball at some point. Actually, that's Minnesota's Maggie Ball. All right, guys. I don't know what CUW Apex is doing, but it sure as shit is possibly going to die.
This area.
Trying to sneak this one forward for now. There's the exchange. A couple of snipes and
Switch things up with my
gotta block the Arc Star. Minnesota now hearing that they've got pressure on the other side. They don't step away from it. They shine for it here. The boat check flash stalls from the other side. A Sparrow ultimate will delay, but here comes the beam to play. Schmalz around the corner. A knock from Meadsy. One remaining member for CUW, and not a single member of Minnesota State was eliminated here. 14 squads remaining, and for Minnesota, it really is just a race of how much KP they can find. For UNK Loper Esports, it seems like they actually found themselves in a little bit of a tussle, but also a little bit of a runaway there. A couple of snipes from the UNK roster over towards Stockton Apex. For IUI Varsity Jazz, I mean, we'll see what they end up finding towards.
Got an enemy right here.
You gotta aerate it, you gotta taste it, and you gotta sip on that thing. Kaiser University Premier, they're gonna sip on the glory of gold for potential IUI Varsity Panthers. There's gonna be the beam around the back, but it is at the trade of Wild Wings. A knock onto Dragomono, a shot from up above. The beams are ringing true though. 177 and retired Unk shows that these bones don't croak. That'll be a wipe for Kaiser University as our zone continues to pull all the way up north towards that carrier area here. 12 squads remaining. CMU Eagles, they got themselves a position in zone, but they fail to survive it. A dive from the back end. Penn State with a trade of their own. B-Rays with another knock. It's now a 2v1. A step up from Days. Peak bake shots are missing. Another knockdown as B-Rays catches the Eagles before they can take flight. That'll be a full wipe there as Kaiser University Academy is found by Minnesota again. Sometimes it feels like for every tick of KP that we see picked up by a squad, Minnesota is right there picking up another. Kaiser University Premier, 1 minute to go. One of the furthest southern teams. And I'll tell you what, you gotta be careful, very careful, if you are taking all the time in the world to take these fights. Minnesota can very easily wrap behind
A
you.
rotten bloody eagle. Rolling that way.
I was wondering why you were doing a listen-in for 3 minutes, but you had Measy's stream open in another tab. Yeah, that's just you, bud. What's the best loadout to carry? Personally, I like the triple take right now. It's very flexible. It can work in close range. It has a long-range dominance. And then your pick of an SMG. I think the 99 burns, and if you can hit it, it is fantastic. If you can't quite hit it, the Multi's a little bit easier to use and arguably just as good, but that is a double energy setup there. So for me, I like 99 triple. For teams like Days, though, he likes a flat line. A nice burn and a break on a Dazzle there, and for Mississippi State Black, it's time to get back. Penn State Apex covering the distance in tow here. Out through the doorway, a Valkyrie up above, and utilizing that gas is absolutely criminal. That's gonna force Graham back to this low ground here. And for Penn State, I'm surprised they haven't found him. Down to slide, fuel will be wiped out. Penn State chasing this here. Volt fleet, I run 301 Volt. Hey, I like a little bit of extra range, or I like a little bit of less range. Penn State finally finding Graham there. It was to no surprise. They're gonna get the full 3 wipeouts, and for 9 squads remaining, are looking healthy here in the fight night. MSU White will be finished off. ALC will go as well. For MSU Black, stuck on the boxes, and there's the ping. They know where Mississippi State is. They can get this done if they want. Carson, thank you so much for the follow. For the Minnesota State Mavericks, they know they can get as much KP or more. Charge rifles, 171. Meadsy with a dime. Talk about some damage. I just need to see him send it. Stockton Apex here. I don't know if they had the time to heal, but they will drop the Rampart Newcastle. There's a Sparrow ultimate in return here, and it was walked away from. That might be a chance of a thing. Might have to make a team. Joyous, I will throttle my voice every single day for the passion and love of Apex Legends. Minnesota State, 3v none here. Plenty of time and plenty of height to work with. I mean, you're practically feeding, all right? You're practically feeding. Minnesota State with another white. And you know what? Joyous, a team, I want to see that shit every day of the week. What school do you go to? Because for Penn State Apex, they go to a school that might be losing out here shortly. UNK, they'll drop the pylon for now. Days, Phase, and TT Awful, you guys. Just trying to survive. There's the battery. There's going to be the Sparrow ultimate in return. B-Rays is ticking, and the Stinger Bolt will find the knock. A quick Newcastle reset. The Lopper's here to slide. A nice drop from the Sting. That's going to be a stuck mobile shield. One last knock would do it. Penn State will be wiped out. We just hit 20,000 likes. 20,000 likes. Absolutely insane. I go to Savannah College of Art and Design. I'll tell you what, find yourself some goons, whip out the paintbrushes, and get yourself an Apex team. Minnesota State Mavericks here. They are now the gatekeepers against UNK. Kaiser University Premier on the other side. Oh my God, Benjamin Fawcett, hi. Hi, Dan. Are you the Dan I'm thinking of? It's TTL. Oh, time to light? What does TTL stand for? Either way, Minnesota State, they've got themselves the chance of a lifetime to hold out. Yes, it's good to see you, buddy. Meadsy is leading. Missiles to swarm here. UNK Lopper, they're gonna drop the pylon down. Here comes the zone. And for Minnesota State, they've got all the time in the world here to punish you on the other side of this one. Speed Demon, Meadsy, Schmalls, snipers at the ready. And the zone will get these whether you want it or not. Kaiser University Premier, though, they heard some of these shots. They're coming into third party and to finish the game before it starts here. That isn't the full wipe, though. On to Lopper. They are still alive. One remaining member of Lopper is still alive here. Minnesota State holding off against 2 rosters right now, trying to win another game in a row. G-Man, thank you for the follow. Kaiser University versus Minnesota, arguably 2 of the better rosters in this lobby. Let's see how it goes. 66. Another bird. Speed Demon is caught out here. Minnesota have faltered. A beam around Schmalls and Meadsy. And for Schmalls going down, this is absolutely criminal. Kaiser University. I can't believe I'm saying this. They have all the time in the world to win this one out. Meadsy will take flight, utilizing the Valkyrie. But the problem is getting a reset is nearly impossible. The fuck is this top 3 ring for? RNGR, you might as well be right. It's complete chaos. Thank you for the follow. Oh my God, we found the rat. UNK Lopper's rat has been found. Meadsy with another kill. But here's the thing. Minnesota have won game 1. and the chance of a lifetime awaits them for another win here, but it's going to be a 1v3. Dan, thank you. Okay, thank you for the follow as well. My tax will pay him to tell me the weather at some point. I don't do weather. It's my full-time job to do this, Caden. Kaiser University versus Meadsy. He was able to get the craftier off there. But I don't think he has a way in. I'm not going to get a real job. Meadsy has the banners, and he will dodge, well, not quite the Zorn, but a little bit of on the return here. He needs a Moby. He needs a respawn beacon. I mean, to the inside here, he's got literally seconds to make this work. There's the drone. The drone doesn't land, and Kaiser catch Meadsy out. Congratulations to Kaiser University Premier. It was an easy dub for them, and one that was finished off way earlier. We're looking like Apex ranked out here. Retired Unk, Goth Girls Are My Life, and Wild Wing Twitch. Thank you so much, and congratulations. Let's take a look at that scoreboard while we wait here. Popping on over. A quick refresh. Vira's my goat. Yeah, Vira's kind of my goat. Everybody, look at my cat while I still have you. I don't care if you leave. We're going to have Apex in another minute or two. But I want you to look at my cat. He is cute. You internet chud buckets. You stupid fucks. You like cats, don't you? Look, it's a kitty. Meow, meow, meow. We love cats. Hi. Okay. He's on his way out. I love dogs. That's fair. All right, back to the scoreboard while we wait. Got a little one on my lap. Best little buddies. Oh, that up. Boys have 60 kills. I bet that... RNG knows exactly what's up. We've got the very poor. The very poor. Allergic to cats? Well, you can get on Purina Clear Life. Purina Clear Life is a pellet kibble form that allows you to own a cat while also staying allergy-free. Get Pure Life today. Game 3, Minnesota State Mavericks. They finished with 30 points there and a second place finish. 21 KP for the Mavericks. Kaiser University Premier, though, that is a dub on their belt. 10 KP is nowhere close to Minnesota's aggression, which, by the way, we got to catch all the Minnesota aggression as much as possible. UNK Lopper, Penn State Apex, 11 on 11. Gotta love Tier 4 scrims. These aren't scrims. This is a competition, baby. These ain't scrims. These are real teams that are competing. They may not be real to you, but they are. They are actually legitimately competing. I have an American Tara Latifa. She wouldn't be down for that. That's fair. That's fair. Might be chasing. I'll tell you what here. Overall standings, though, 90 points for Minnesota State Mavericks, and it is literally unobtainable now for the rest of this lobby. A first, a second, and a second, and it is insane. Would you consider College Apex Tier 3? Wild, though. What is everyone doing besides first? Well, RNG. Dat boy is ain't. I'll tell you, the reason why the disparity is so bad is because this is ECAC. And ECAC, while it does have quite a few teams, it doesn't have quite a few quality teams. As a result, it is going to be the quality score that tanks alongside it when you have one absolutely phenomenal roster and, well, 15 other potentially mediocre ones. MSU White at 37. There's 30 for Kaiser University Premier. 29 for Penn State Apex Blue. Bethany Bison. RNG, if you're interested in tuning into what I would consider Tier 3 level, you got to go pop on over to Fridays. Fridays at 8 p.m. Eastern. That is where the height of Collegiate lies. Hell, I'd even say Saturdays. Saturdays at 3 p.m. Eastern. Those are better than what you're seeing now. It's BLGS all over again? Definitely is. What's the average tourney prize pool? About $5,000. Zephyr, name every controller player ever. Go. Snipe down. Wig. All right, we're done. I make myself laugh. I do think the quality gets a little bit better as you go throughout the week. Mondays are pretty bad. Tuesdays and Wednesdays are not much better. But Thursdays, nah. Fridays and Saturdays are where it's out. Are most of these players getting paid by their college to play? Some are, some are not. I would not say most. I would say it is less than most. I would say if I had to go out on a limb, 80% of the teams are clubs. Maybe 20% are being funded by their college. Minnesota State Mavericks, they are funded by their college. The rest of these teams, I have no clue. The answer should be that they shouldn't. 1% would be less than most. He is correct. Now, there you go. Dr. says, I'll never forget Schwab's. John Tamu Schwab's. It's like 25%. All right. That's the official daddy of Collegiate OY. OY said 25% of colleges give scholarships for Apex. So, if you're good enough, find a college, show them your stuff, and you might be on your way to one of them hefty prize pools or lands that are currently taking place. We got one coming up in San Antonio, and we got another coming up in somewhere that I cannot say. We are going to be popping on over to E District very shortly. Viaduct is where the Minnesota State Mavericks call himself home. IUI Varsity Jaguars are on the other side of that equation. Oh, I didn't do a prediction. Prediction last game was over under 7.5 for Meadsy. It was actually the under. He didn't get there. I'm just going to make the prediction really fast. Will Minnesota win this game? So far, they've lost 2. Yes? No. There you guys go. 2 minutes on the board. Get your predictions in. More than I thought, to be fair. That's fair. It is always surprising how many of these schools are surprisingly faculty. Henbone says no. All right. When will you provide real money for my gambling addiction? Not today. For the Minnesota State Mavericks, though, they are here to play. Dragomono already found out, and the Rats will scurry. They will scurry to try and survive the onslaught of this roster. It's a good beam back on Meadsy, but Schmalls is just as easy. Tuzizzy popped out there. There's the snipe from a Sentinel, and it will not be the final knock they need to get that full team down. Arguably, though, that's kind of a good thing. To get the chance to possibly come back here, set themselves up, and maybe give Minnesota even more KP. So we're just going to have to wait and see. Minnesota, at least for now, they've cleared out the viaducts and the southwestern side. We'll take a look a little bit later on when they start to get aggressive again. For CMU Eagles, they're chasing a team through the choke here. Looks like Floofer's Stingray Games and X-Ray Paladin are already Minnesota. Minnesota needs to go to a tougher tier. I would agree. The problem is ECAC on Mondays. This is league number 1. There's 4 separate leagues. ECAC, which is its own league, they only offer 1 tier. So you have pros playing against schmoes. So that is a problem with ECAC. If you look at Octane, who plays on Fridays and Saturdays, they have 3 tiers. All right, OC Esports, they've been holding on for dear life on this exchange. Lexo, Derpy Ninja Frog, they've got the nades to stuff them out, but they don't have the beams to represent. CMU Eagles are more than healthy, and now they're going to try and see if they can look for the full wipe here. Croissant quickly running this one back as Floofers has missed out on the rampart to be. The wall is quickly entrusted here, and Careless Crow is just as quickly, at least able to punish it. CMU Eagles, they're going to try to get that break off, but realistically, they are looking tough to the take here. It is a rampart wall that they get to play in this exchange, but for OC Esports, they have already backed off. Henbone, I personally agree. Yeah, OC Esports, they're far and away. They want nothing to do with this. No more place to play here. Bloopers is crossing the distance, but that could lead into just about anything here. Plenty of our teams, and for Kaiser University Premier, they're on a chase of another one. Let's see how this goes. Down to the low ground, Wild Wing around the bend. There's the, misguided placement that finds Wild Wings almost caught out here. A burn and a half, and retired Unk will find Fervent Scroll. Now we know there was an EMP available, but I don't know if for ALC it will really mean much here. Serotonin still stuck in the choke, out ahead Marine. I mean, for Kaiser University, they can finish this whenever they want. For Minnesota, they finished the IUI Varsity Jaguars well before they even get the chance to breathe. Bethany Bison, fight of their own. A knuckle cluster to the top. Thermite nades. Fuel Esports will trade for trade. 2v2 here. TK pump plays. Beams for the triple take. And TK Bird has to hit a shot. Another reset for the lifeline as the Newcastle goes down here for the Fuel Academy. Captain Logie will finally drop and start to play this one for recovery. Bethany Bison are fine, even if Awazi got knocked, even if he whipped a grenade. I'll tell you what, they are still A-okay. Mystic, Awazi though, here on the low ground are trying to finish off this kill. We'll see how it goes. This is like one of my silver rank fights. Well, Minnesota's gonna make it look like a rookie one. Already a drop on a Devious, a burn back. That Newcastle is better off dead. UNK Lopper Esports, like I said, boys, rookie level, 27.3 thousand likes. My God, thank you guys. Stockton Apex, I don't know how it's gonna look for them, but they got the Newcastle reset as well. Lifeline ultimate down, a beam around the back, a re-knock available, but the Rampart wall is protecting. A knock on the Dazzler here. Still though, high man found. The Rampart, the last remaining member alive, and right around the tree, Mississippi State Black will get the KP. Mississippi State though, St. Ambrose coming right out of Davenport, Iowa. They are just as quickly here to get the full wipes. There's the Catalyst wall, available for the block down. The nade did get the knock on to Dazzle though. I don't know if they got the reset off there. There's another crack around the back, and for both of these teams, they are moving on either side of the zone there. That right there, that's gonna be the full third. That's it for Dazzled. St. Ambrose, they come in a little too slow. Mississippi State is able to run for now. St. Ambrose lost in the sauce. Bethany Bison, Awazi holding on for dear life there, and man, finds the KP against Fuel Esports Academy. Might be knocked out. OC Esports not too far and away over towards that northern side, but the majority of our teams, they need to take a ride. Down here all the way to Stadium. We'll see how they go. Mississippi playing for recovery instead for an evac. Port plays available. Are we looking for a kidnap? It's just a rotate. Minnesota State Mavericks, a trying eye. The footy's ahead here, but the beam is not quite lined up for Schmalls. A little too far away. Minnesota are gonna have to chase out the remnants of, well, Mississippi White. They are currently split. That is one member of Mississippi White over towards this western side. The rest are in this building right here. Kaiser University, they don't know that. They don't know how to aim that one either. That'll be a drop from Wild Wing down. 11 squads remaining. Kaiser University Premier, they just won this last game. Don't get too aggressive. Minnesota are oh so nearby for CMU Eagles. They're oh so nearby to maybe some extra KP. Mississippi State Black on the other end. X-Ray Paladin, a climb up here. A PK shot will hit for two. Dazed with the drop. It is now a 2v2 situation. Conduit resets as the evac has gotten them to hide here. Graham is dropped. CMU Eagles have gotten the reset with the Newcastle, and it is a 3v1. St. Ambrose will be wiped by Minnesota in the kill feed. And with one final pump there, Mississippi Black will join them. That will be a full wipe as the CMU Eagles, they might actually get third-partied off of that exchange. A stick on the bow check, the hard light glass. It's not the knock they need, but for OCE, a third party with the gas down below is the exchange ahead here. A couple of other rotates, evacs for CMU. See if they've got the opportunity to just evac out of the equation. They're diving to their building. The evac would be so good right now because they're no longer aiming towards it. No, not down, up, up, up.
Watch out. Tango's getting revived.
Looks like for Bethany Bison, Penn State Apex Blue able to find a couple of knocks here. Now even the resets to go alongside it. TK Bird is playing the lifeline, but they are not resetting in a way that's quick. Instead, CMU Eagles, they drop on top of this fight and finish the job. Smalls, a knock on to MSU White's Andrew. I believe they might beat potentially some other squads. Koryu. Iowa State's Koryu. Good to see. Why are people actually watching the TikTok stream? Because I can be entertaining sometimes. Minnesota State, another knock on to retire Duncan. This is revenge for last game. After they lost the fight here, they're going to look for more. A leap of glory is a leap of faith. A bombardment goes wide, and that leaves just one remaining, well, none remaining member for Kaiser University Premier. 7 squads remaining. CW Apex, Kaiser University, MSU White, CMU, Bethany Bison's here, and OC Esports. These 7 squads, Bethany Bison all the way towards the north on the other side of this choke. OC Esports. Actually, they're still towards that energy bank area. Bethany Bison, take your time. Zephyr. You know what, user, I really appreciate that. I wish I... Well, Bethany Bison holding off on the backside here. This is a chance of a lifetime to pick up some very free KP. 66 on the beam. Oh, we could thread this needle and sew us a skirt. Hey, Wazzy there with the knuckle cluster and make it to a blast, but not quite the same. Medolito, good to see ya. TK with a drop. Here it comes. Bethany Bison with a dive. The bombardment not quite as wide as they'd like it, but the flesh bound is pretty damn good. Looking like a clown there. Newcastle resets on the other side. Hey, Wazzy burning through that piercing spike. And for the Bethany Bison roster, they are lost in the sauce of this chase ahead. As a result, they actually might be running into Minnesota if they're not quite careful. Minnesota, yes, on the other side of this one. Speed Demon, Meadsy, and Schmalls, gatekeepers of the aggression here. I mean, OC Esports, they know what they might be tussling with. For CUW, they're about to find Mississippi State put back together right above them. CUW is waiting. PK shots and a drop down. There's the fly-in from a third roster here as everyone is beginning to play this final zone. 40 shots. CUW on height towards the eastern side here of the stadium area. And for MSU White, while they are back in it, it is not the full team. Let's see what they mean. Minnesota State Mavericks, though. Stingray caught out here in the building to play. A drop to the Zippy, but nowhere to survive the Blickies. Meadsy with a knock. And for the CMU Eagles,
Right in front of me. They ain't much.
they're going to be back to the gray screen for now. Minnesota, they can easily start to look and clear every piece of the picture here. MSU White to their south, Kaiser University, and CSU here on these 2 buildings. OC Esports taking their time on the outside. Realistically, everyone has place. Now, it looks like Lil Droolhead with the Sheila is going to be breaking down all of those hard light walls. And who knows? It could come in clutch here, but remember, you can rebuild those walls and modify them over time. Instead, hey, Wazzy, a nice shot from Bethany Bison. Wazzy with the knuckle clusters, a secondary up to height, a bombardment against the wall, a hard light break on through as we shatter what could be the lights of the Bisons here. Potential deforestation. Knuckle clusters around the other side. TK Bird stepping up to thrive. A Wazzy with knock number 1. A Wazzy with knock number 2. Lifeline ultimate for reset. A trade. A Valkyrie with 1. A dive to the first floor here. And out the door they will go. Bethany Bison, a full set recovery. TK Bird, Mystic, absolutely incredible. Ursa Twan here for Kaiser. Not as lucky. This is a gentleman who is going to suffer at the like and hands of every opponent ahead here. For Minnesota State, they're the ones that cause the suffering. Orkstar in stadium. Low-key, this fuse cooked. Yeah, Awazzy just showcased the height of new fuse. Anyway, there's a couple of drones around the other side here. CW, they got high ground advantage against the likes of Minnesota and MSU. Speed Demon with a drop onto Andrew and a full thirst to go alongside it. For Mississippi, they're down to one remaining member here. Schmalz still stuck in the corner. Not the easiest rotate out ahead here for Schmalz. We'll have to see how they set themselves up. For OC Esports, by the way, still not in zone. Absolutely crazy. Mrs. Too Dang, welcome back, good friend. Minnesota, a snipe of their own there. Speed Demon was able to find that remaining member of Mississippi State White. And we'll see what the rest of this looks like here. A couple of scans, and they're gonna find out the entire lobby is in front of them. Easy is cheating. Oh, yeah, 100%. Are you kidding me? That's why we call him Cheesy. You didn't know that? Aaron, get with the program, buddy. OC Esports, they come on into zone, oh so too late. And that will be the end of this roster. Careless Crow, Derpy Frog, and well, the rest of OC, Lexo, just trying to hide this out. How are you doing? Sorry, a little late. This is game 1 or 2. This is game 4. This is game 4, Mrs. Too Dang. It's all right. Bethany Bison, plenty ahead. Minnesota looking to secure their dub. 2020s to wipe out Ursa Twan. Bethany Bison, CUW Apex, and Minnesota, the last full rosters alive in this end zone. Lexo, rat as can be. Scurry will have to find themselves. Minnesota State Mavericks, they now host themselves in the prime position. The creme de la creme, the crop of the top. They've got the best spot in zone. Hey, Dank, you never owe a single ounce of viewership to me. I will always appreciate the little stuff here. So, I'm glad you even made it for the 3 that you'll maybe even see. We lose this game, Speed Demon, don't spoil. We get second. Hey, if you actually get second this game, I'm gonna be so mad. All right, Speed Demon, you better get 3rd, 4th, or 1st now. You have one choice. You have one choice. If you are cracking spoilers in my chat, I swear. Script? No, frick. I'm on a 5-minute delay. The games are 5 minutes in the past. Zephyr is personal. Or what? You're banned. You're banned for life, buddy. Also, Speed, someone thinks Meadsy's cheating in the TikTok chat. Can you believe that? The zone is officially closing here. He is? That's what I said. I told them. I said that's why we call him Cheesy. CUW Apex. A rotate in is barred with barely a life to their name. Lexo will be finished off here. And for the Minnesota State Mavericks, they actually face a knock. Oh, Speed Demon. It's good recovery, though. Minnesota holds out. A Maggie ball and a drill will have to make a difference. Speed Demon, P2020's on the other side. Speed Demon, a P2020 knocks the drive. A Valkyrie tries to run as Schmalz gets a shield swap here. For the Minnesota State Mavericks, a full thirst against them would be glory, but instead it will be CUW Apex dying. A couple of arc stars as Meadsy will be reset. Bethany Bison did not push this shit. Why did Bethany Bison not push this?
We got company, people.
Oh my gosh. Bethany Bison was gifted absolute gold, and they find themselves now in the hole here. Little do they know. I don't even think they understand how badly they screwed that one up. There was a chance there to get that complete wipe and finish, but this team, and by the way, Awazzy, we just literally saw Awazzy so hyper aggressive here. I don't know what kind of thing changed, because this is not the same team. For Minnesota, they got all the time in the world to get this KP. Mystic is burning for a full thirst. He's missing on all sides. Mystic is low, but Awazzy and TK Bird are better. Lifeline resets, double shield breaks. Minnesota are in the worst place out. Awazzy for the dive, but a burn and turn in return there. On the other end, Speed Demon is low. Schmalz with a knock. They're sniped from the other end. Wazzy back up above, but shot down like a boulder. That will be a 2v1 situation now. Meadsy and Schmalz hanging on, with Schmalz able to find potentially a shield swap. The Mavericks, another dub here on the day. By the way, Meadsy, you're clearly cheating. You're cheating, buddy. You're cheatsy. GG, folks. We got 2 more games to go. Both of them will host themselves on the likes of... I forgot words. I'm struggling with words tonight. Game 5, Game 6, both going to be on E-District here. Unts more here. 2 more games to go. Work tomorrow. Only have time to come in here and find a fraud. Well, let me give you a quick refresh, Travis. Game 4, Minnesota State Mavericks. I asked you guys, will they win this game? The answer was yes. Mad Maggie is off the wall. Yeah, no more. Do they have bans in ECAC? They should have bans. I don't know. Anyways, Game 4, Minnesota with 36. Bethany Bison with 19. CUW Apex, CMU Eagles. The rest, it doesn't even matter. Dude, someone in my chat just joined and their name is Zen Abuser. Absolutely legendary. We do have bans. Valk got banned. For some reason, it is not popping up for me, no matter how much I refresh it. Either way, Minnesota, a first, a second, and a first. 126 points. They might as well be abusing Zen because, Christ almighty, that's about as dominant as it gets. Average placement of 1.5. I mean, Jesus, go peep his profile. You know what? The crazy thing is we actually can do that. Zen Abuser. How do I... Unk is struggling. I sell them the scripts. For 2 seconds, let's take a look at Zen Abuser's account. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. It's a private account. I like it, though. I like it. Big shout out to Zen Abuser. All right. We got 2 games on the board here. Minnesota with 126. Mem SU, Bethany Bison, Kaiser University Premier. Let's make this maybe a little bit more interesting. All right, let's get another prediction going here because realistically, we know Minnesota State are already in the lead, but we don't know who's going to finish second, third, or fourth this game. Truthfully, I want to know about second. MSU is currently in the lead, but that doesn't mean they will retain it here. So, who finishes in second is the next bet. MSU White, Bethany Bison, Kaiser University Premier, or Penn State Apex Blue, or someone else. You guys have seen the bare minimum of these rosters cement themselves. Fuel Esports have 0 kills and 13 points. Frauds. There you go, Travis. There's your frauds of the night. I hope you enjoy work tomorrow. Kaiser. A lot of Kaisers. Okay. Man, thanks, man. Good night. Good night, Travis. Good to see you, bud. Yeah, the subathon timer is going again. The subathon program did officially fix itself. So we are down to 5 hours remaining. And you know what? We will likely continue to be on 5 hours remaining. I've been running this subathon for 1 whole month straight now. Absolutely crazy. I cannot believe for an entire month I've been chugging on this subathon. By the way, thank you for the likes. We are now at 33,000. I don't know what I could do for you guys. I don't know how that's a thing, or what I could say, or anything, you know? So, shoot me a follow on Twitch, or just become a regular fan. That's the only thing I could ever ask for. For our teams, all they can ask for is a little bit more life. 3 minutes, 43 seconds to go on the predictions. Right now, we have MSU White, Kaiser University, and Penn State. Not even close. Brick, thank you for the follow. It's good to see you, Brick. Good to see you. You know what? I'm just going to sit and I'm going to take a second while I have a second. And hey. Mrs. Tudank, I don't know why that didn't. Mrs. Tudank, I don't know why that's not popping up. But thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I know it's the continuation of multiple subs you have already delivered, but I think that's awesome. That being said, I'm gonna underline your name once more here. There we go. I love watching you and everyone playing. Me too. I wish the competition was a little bit more favorable for you over at CSU. Cause who knows? If you could chop out a Friday or a Saturday specifically for Open League for Octane, you'd probably have a lot of fun in Open League with somebody. I do too, but nobody plays it but me. Yeah. That's the tough part with Apex. Really takes it. Hey, Caden, are you still here? Any news on the next Zephyr Draft Tournament? I will follow up with additional news on the next Zephyr Tournament after the IRL Olympics. Zephyr just spent $800 today on flights for that event. So, once the IRL Olympics is done, we might have something to discuss. But Zephyr's got to get through that first. Also, if Caden, you're still here, I can explain my PC setup. I know you asked about it, but we were in the middle of the game. Just from some people to get more gameplay during it. Yeah. I mean, all you can do is just think. I'm thinking Bison, keep up the heat, seems to have been picking up the pace these past couple games. I could see it. I think Bethany Bison have looked a lot better, especially working with the Fuse on a Wazzy. They actually look like they can get aggressive. So I'm kind of impressed by that. TK Bird on the lifeline, though, does give them the chance to survive. I feel like they can add to lifeline. I don't. I think we've added to lifeline enough at this point. I think she's in a very healthy spot. I feel like anything more and she starts to get really oppressive. You know what I mean? So, 16 squads up and ready to go into our Game 5 of the day. I'd ask you guys what you think, but our predictions are almost done here. 30 seconds, and really the only bet we have is Bethany Bison. Hey! CS Simpson 1, thank you so much for the follow. I really do appreciate that.
Backpack here.
I love all of my followers, and by love, I mean, I don't know you. But hey, I appreciate it. I just stuck a magnet in my belly button. That's a problem.
45 here.
Really shouldn't do that. It's gonna hurt the baby. Minnesota State Mavericks are quick to rotate out of Viaduct here, and that means they are looking for this. Kindly Monkey, I do not like the Cincinnati Bengals. I like the Dallas Cowboys. Thank you very much. You are now allowed to, you know, do the thing where you bully me. Minnesota. They're allowed to bully anyone in this lobby. They may not have won every game today, but they are capable of doing so. IUI Varsity Jaguars are on the other end. Not Sniper.exe's got that conduit out, but Meadsy, a drop with the Sentinel. This man is running Sentinel to start today. He's gonna miss a shot, but Schmalz will carry through. IUI Varsity Jaguars wiped out here by the Mavericks. I can't believe he is aggressive enough to start Sentinel for Meadsy. Also, Henbone, I do not have to pick another team. I was born in Dallas. I love the Cowboys. I don't care if I get bullied. I enjoy my roster. I'm not gonna say this is our year every year. I'm not a fair weather fan either. All right. I'm sorry.
Backpack here. Level 3.
The Texans are better. And you know what? The Texans are better currently. Not by much, but they are.
Upgrade's got me feeling
Right?
refreshed.
I lived in Houston half of my life. I've lived in Dallas the other half. I am a Dallas Cowboys fan. And I can admit the Texans, CJ Stroud, albeit he choked like a motherfucker in playoffs this year. You know what? They are a little bit better. But hey, I'll tell you what, my boy Dak Prescott, Decarius Prescottius, the man, the myth, the legend. He would not have choked like CJ Stroud. The 5 most depressed people I know are all Cowboys fans. Yeah, we struggle. OCE Esports, though, and Mississippi Black, they struggle just as much here. Building for building on the round 1 close. CJ Stroud gotta go. You know, there's some real content in that statement. I would maybe agree, but I'd also maybe disagree. Finding a decent quarterback is hard enough, you know? Albeit he did choke pretty bad. Cowboys haven't been good since Emmitt Smith. Yes, I know. I was not born when the Cowboys were last good. Thank you. Thank you for the casual reminder. MSU Black, dazzled, Graham, dazed here. They are, so slowly trying to get over towards OC. And you know what? Let's pop on over to Minnesota State Mavericks. They're much quicker at getting KP here. The 45 beams, the 45 reams. That's it for Devious and Bacon Bunny, which tells me this ain't memes. This is a multi-team fight here. We got 2 whole rosters they're going up against. That'll be it for UNK Loper. And for Minnesota, they will not catch CMU. So, Careless Crow, Lexo, finally sent on by Mississippi State there. A Sheila from Careless Crow, though, on the edge and corner of this building. Will keep the dream alive. Peaks available. Daz wiped out again here. And Dazzled picked off as well for Mississippi. Play in the corner. Play in. The edge of a Sheila is critical. I was 5 when they won their last one in 95. Yeah, I was -6. So, tough spot to be. Penn State, CU Apex. They're, well, -6 in my scorebook. Couple of nades, pop them up to the height here. Will they find the blast or boom? That makes the crowd go zoom. Instead, I like a clean PK shot, folks. I like a clean PK shot. One quick look and that's it for B-Rays. I know the man wasn't moving, but it's when they're not moving that you gotta hit it. That right there will be a wipe. Penn State will push Kaiser University Academy out. And for Minnesota State Mavericks, well, they might have a field day ahead here. Couple of scans and a ream of head. Easy with a little bit of the charged up Sentinel to play with. Minnesota are still working with their height. Not a fan of the district. I'll tell you what, I'm not a huge fan. I do think it is one of the better competitive maps, though. My favorite map is Olympics. It is not, though, the best competitive. Anyways, Minnesota against the Fuel Esports. OC Esports is nearby for Kaiser University of Premier. They maybe say goodbye to Bethany Bison here. One remaining member of Bethany Bison running through the low ground there. They will just barely miss it at the zip line. Looks like Speed Demon. A couple of double knocks here as the Fuel Esports will be wiped out in City Hall. Andrew escaping for Mississippi here. Bethany Bison up north recovering. St. Ambrose now. KP ahead. Let's see how this one goes. Nate spam against the edge of the glass. That's the smoke that will break on through. A little bit of a beam, but not quite enough to be mean. St. Ambrose here. No available peek through the doorway, but the drill should suffice. Hard like glass, a little too healthy. It's going to give yourself away here. Stockton, Apex are locked and loaded. It's a trade for trade. 2v2 situations. There's the new Newcastle res coming through with the lifeline reset. Straight into the ultimate. St. Ambrose for a knock again here. All three members back up as the lifeline ultimate is utilized to dodge the nades. Another beam on the inside. And Stockton are re-knocked again and again. Finally, no Newcastle, no lifeline, just a Sheila and a dream. The full force send of a Newcastle. And for Stockton Apex, it is all said and done there. Congratulations to St. Ambrose for Mississippi, or for size, for Minnesota. It's time to get some KP. A little Sheila, and you're trained in the wrong location. A slide on through, and that's it for Careless Crow. A dive to the low ground here, and we are chasing the last remaining member. A Wraith on the other side. Speed Demon, you hear the pitter-patter of those feet, and that means you hear the pitter-patter of one good extra KP ahead here. Now, they can't fully chase this. They got to take the time to get themselves set back up here, but for OC Esports, the port play for Minnesota should lead to some KP there. You got a couple of beams on the back, and yes, for OC Esports, they were able to find it. I apologize about missing that one.
Heavy arsenal here.
10 squads remaining, and Minnesota are primed and ready for their third win of the day. Bethany Bison, they just spot a quick revive taking place next to them. I assume this is Mississippi State. Looks like Mystic and Awazzy. A tough spot to be. There's Mississippi State. Andrew, able to get its flow motion and his teammate back up and ready here. For Mississippi State's Bethany Bison roster, might as well just be free KP waiting to be plucked from the tree of life. A couple of quick dives towards that energy bank area, and for Awazzy, you're lucky you've got the knuckle cluster to work with here in the center of zone. For Penn State Apex, Days, V-Rays, awful TTV, you guys. It's a 3v2 advantage.
Let's displace there.
It's a 3v2 advantage with Ursa Kwan and Little Droolhead able to hold off the height for now. TTV, awful, you guys. 2v2 exchange. Kaiser trying to see if they can send it before the port comes through. Unable to get the knock, but that port could not have been good enough. V-Rays and the rest here. Now just one remaining member on the other side of Minnesota State. We popped on over towards that western side. What are my thoughts on the season? I don't know. It's all right. Not much. Ain't nothing changed. Ain't nothing changed. I can't do that as well. Yo, who's winning? Minnesota. Classic Apex, guys. Apex forever lagging. I know. For the Minnesota State Mavericks, though, they are forever in control of their destiny. That's Ursa Twan for Penn State. A little scan around the back, and V-Rays, you better pray! Woo! They barely were able to pray enough here. Kaiser stuck on the inside of zone. Looks like for Bethany Bison, caught out by Kaiser University Premier. They're gonna have to pray for plenty of life. That'll be Kaiser University Academy eliminated, but at least their Premier roster sister is able to find the wipe on that KP. For CUW Apex, we just keep going here. Trade for trade, double knocks found. A complexity that lets an retired Unk prove themselves. 0.5 TTK though on the other side of the equation. Stuck with nowhere to go, leaping against the wall. Oh my God, we're missing it all. It's up to Goth Girls Are My Life to save the exchange there. Mississippi, St. Ambrose, Minnesota, Kaiser University, and 2 rats. ALC and CMU Eagles here, all the way towards that northern side. We got a little bit of a split close. Personally, I
Might hear an eagle.
like the northern end of it. I think the northern end is more definitively St. Ambrose Esports. They're going to showcase how in control of their weaponry they are. The answer, not quite much. Minnesota State Mavericks, though, they beam so well because they're cheaters. Here they come. Billy, thank you for the follow. 32, a drop, 67, a dive. That's it for Casper. A break around the back. And for St. Ambrose, they will take us to the last 5 squads remaining. Looks like Kaiser University Premier has got the Mississippi State roster just ahead of them. But remember, Minnesota, the minute they hear you firing for a fight, they are going to be just as quickly like lime on ice. There they are, Minnesota, Western Edge. They will wrap on this exchange. Henbone get better internet? Why? Either way, MSU Light stuck on the interior. Kaiser University up to the high ground, but they are going to get a port play that should get them around this exchange. Instead, it's Speed Demon. We'll find knock numero 1. Healing against that doorway. Shrimp has to get this cracked on through. Means he does get the battery off, but he is still rocking Sentinel. This guy is trolling. He knows he can get away with it, but finally, Kaiser University will put him in his place. Minnesota State Mavericks, they're all wiped out here, and we are guaranteed to have a new winner. Well, maybe not. Kaiser University Premier could potentially be another double-dubber of her day, with Mississippi down to just Andrew alive. We'll see how it goes.
Let's go this way.
Kaiser University Premier up to the high ground above. Couple exchanges. I mean, realistically, this is Kaiser University's game to win. There are 6 people left in the lobby. They just have to hunt down rats. We got cleanup crew jobs ahead here. All of the crafters are on the southern, well, one just touched down on that other edge. CMU Eagles and ALC, they'll hold on for dear life. Andrew's gonna get chased out here. And for Kaiser University Premier, realistically, they're taking a victory lap. That exchange against Minnesota, they had to win it. They had to have, Minnesota had to, oh my God, how does this guy keep getting heals off?
Making contact.
Stop healing, please die. 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 Come on, retired dog. Kill him. Kill him. Go. 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 Oh my God. Leave it up to goth girls. Nope. Okay. Retired Unk inevitably finds that KP. CMU Eagles, a little 1v1 do-si-do here, and a final wingman shot for Floofers will take us to our final 2 squads remaining. And I say squads very, very lightly here. It is a 1v3 scenario. CMU Eagles, they don't even have the banners to their name. This is, like I said, the victory lap of laps here for Floofers. The beast of the hunt out. You can only pray for a 1v3, but the expectation is absolutely imminent there. Hey, nice break on the EMP. You're still in a 1v3. Scans available, beam for beam, and they lose the trade. For Kaiser University, it's a double dub on the day. Well, congratulations. Kaiser shot our box, it's over. Schmalz means he was running 2 Sentinels. It was over from the get-go. No, I'm kidding. You guys were clearly having fun. GG to Kaiser University. No, that's... I misclicked. A quick refresh on the scoreboard here before we get into our last game of the day. Kaiser University Premier, albeit it was a slow and maybe not the most explosive of finishes. It is still 13 KP for this roster. The Minnesota State Mavericks, though, they do shore up that 5th place finish with 21 points. 21 KP on their board. 25 for both of these teams. CMU Eagles, who finish in 2nd, only walk away with 10th. The overall standing, I asked you guys who finishes in 2nd. It was Kaiser University Premier. Congratulations to them, by the way. They are one of the few teams to pick up 2 wins on the day. Granted, Minnesota State Mavericks have definitely begun to take this a little less seriously here. If I see you wrapping around with 2 Sentinel rifles, yeah, you might as well be trolling, all right? All right. Games have yet to start. We still are waiting for this last game. So, you know, I apologize to the few of you that are going to have to wait the 5 minutes with Zephyr. Now's the chance, once again, to ask Zephyr about Collegiate Apex while we are here. If you have an interesting query about a state, a particular roster, how a team is doing, what league you want to play in, etc., some general opinions of Zephyr, this is the chance that you get because we are still 5+ minutes away from this next game here. And that's all right. MSU White, by the way, does get superseded, and Bethany Bison as well. Most of our rosters don't quite change. Shout out to CUW Apex, though. They do get a +4 jump there on that exchange. Favorite player? Ooh, that is tough. My favorite player. Let's see. Pop on over to Twitter. Oh, wow. 1 notification. Wow. Is it Schmalz? No, but it might be this lovely gentleman right here. You know? Personally, I'm a big VOD guy. Does he have any good clips? He is so pretty with hair. I agree. Look at what this chud did. He shaved his head. Look at this. He's not even a real person anymore. A pro is playing in this? Yeah. Brick, there's multiple pros playing in Collegiate Apex. Here is Octane. Octane is the best league in Collegiate. For Octane right now, Bellevue has Vodary. It has Juxie, who, albeit I don't believe Juxie has ever competed in Pro League, he is still a #1 ranked grinder. And it also has Muffins, who we all know from his ye old days of playing on Complexity. Teams like Southern Mississippi, they've got Thalys and Viz. Viz, who is a former pro on teams like Lazarus. Thalys, who recently was playing on Orin Esports. He's played for Southern Mississippi for quite some time now. Who else? For Cumberland University, they've got Future Streams. Future Streams just finished 11th. He finished 11th in North America. By the way, he does not have a current photo. I have a photo of him. That guy looks mean. Golden, right? Fisher. Golden played for Elevate for a long time. He currently plays for DGAP. He's still in Pro League. Brick, there is multiple pros that play in Collegiate Apex. No, it's not your Imperial Hal or your Rambos or your Naskies or your big names, right? But there are still some very high caliber players who have reached Predator multiple times who are, which by the way isn't saying much, ranked means nothing, but there are some very experienced individuals. Zendi will be up there soon? Probably not. But hey, anyone can dream. I'm sorry. Words. But they're still getting beat by Fisher. Enemy might be joining a collegiate team too as well. I did hear that. To be honest, I think it's a great idea, especially for those who don't want to pursue Pro League anymore. Because Collegiate conflicts so directly with Pro League, if someone like Enemy wants to take some time away, it's a huge opportunity. That being said, I do think Enemy is the type of player who, I mean, realistically, he's had like a couple of bad performances. I still think he's phenomenal, you know? I think he is the type of guy to bounce back. So I wouldn't want to see him in Collegiate yet. If he wants to get his degree, though, I think he absolutely should and play what he can when he can. But he should definitely continue to focus on Pro League. He is one of the very, very few individuals to make legitimate money from this. Not consistent money, but legitimate. How much has Imperial Hal made? 1.1 million. Okay. Well, I'm like 2/10 of the way there. Not bad. Panic was nearly Collegiate. Yeah, Panic before. I honestly think this guy, that's, what the hell? Why does that take me to Panic? Does he not have? There he is. Interesting. Panic. Distinguishment. American player. No, I think Panic, he has a very, very, very good history or a game ahead of him. I think Panic needs to mature a little bit, but that's going to come with age. He's currently 18 years old. I think he's very, very capable. Give him a little time, and I think he will look phenomenal. Honestly, I think guys like Voddery and a few other people could genuinely make some incredible jumps to some fantastic rosters. They just they never quite get seen in the same way. So it's tough to say. One of the greatest players of all time, though. Absolutely. This guy right here. Now, this gentleman, some would say a little known individual, but probably one of the most talented players I ever witnessed. And so I think there's a lot of time here for him to establish himself, of course, but some of the qualities I've already seen from him, just incredible. Pick Moggs. This pick is a question mark. I don't mind it. Do you know it's fake? Do you know this was not taken with this background? Do you know I edited this background on top of this? No way, you're older than me by a day? No shit, really? You were born on March 28th, 2001? That's absolutely fucking crazy. Yeah. There I am. Just that weird guy who happens to cast Apex Legends. Damn, we're almost birthday brothers, bro. That's sick as shit. Well, goddamn. Yeah, I've spent most of my life sitting here broadcasting Apex Legends. Where were you on 9/11? I was apparently in my crib getting fed. Happy Chinese New Year. Happy Chinese New Year. Holy shit, we have 41,000 likes on TikTok. You guys are like, are your thumbs okay? Like, that's a lot. That's insane. I'm eating dumplings right now. I had mac and cheese earlier. Lazy day. Trying for 50 and no? Damn, you're going to hit 50 easily. The game has just started and I'm on a 5-minute delay. Damn, dude. Look at how many third-party tournaments used to exist. I miss casting regularly. Now there's so little opportunities to commentate. The only time I commentate is Pro League or Opens or Championships, you know? So. But hey, ALGS is fun. Why did it take 90 minutes to get into game? I deleted TikTok yesterday. Good for you, Interceder. That's the type of thing someone with a healthy individual. Huh. Weird. Are you invited to year 6? At least right now, no invitations have been sent out for year 6. There is currently a new hiring manager for ALGS, and so we will see. Obviously, it is starting very, very soon here. Typically, my participation in ALGS is very, very dependent on analyst position stuff, so we'll see. So what you're telling me is it's going to be a lock for year 6. Realistically, it's up to you guys. I'm not even kidding you. My participation in ALGS does not depend on me being a fantastic caster at this point. It depends on how much pull I have, how many numbers I can put up on social media, etc. And so It's up to you. I deleted TikTok for quite a bit of time, too. That being said, you should stay on TikTok now because I'm streaming to it. All right. I'm just going to pop back in the game here because we will be starting this one very, very shortly. One last reset. The Bangalore ban is the last thing that we will see. I'm not quite sure why we reset so much here. I tried to read the drama out in the Discord server, but I was not particularly, I don't know. It's not that deep. Guys, should I put Subway for the TikTok stream? Just the TikTok stream. Should I put Subway Surfers, like halfway through on one side of it? Crazy how I've seen your lives 3 days in a row and I only just now watched. Congratulations. You've caught me on my 3rd day of streaming to TikTok. I appreciate it. What the F are these bands? Alter, Octane. Octane's a weird one. Sparrow. Made sense last couple patches ago. Doesn't make much sense now. Valkyrie makes sense. Bangalore. Not a lot of Caustic. Not a lot of Newcastle I'm seeing. Not a lot of Wraith. It's, ECAC has its own meta. And yes, I do blame Schmalz and Kamal. I always do. All right. Last game of the day here. I want to thank everybody again for tuning in to some good-hearted collegiate action, especially now that we are multi-streaming. I'll tell you what. It has honestly been so fantastic to continue to build the stream over these last few days. And to be honest, I'm really excited to see where it goes because, I literally stream almost every single night. And so that's just one extra opportunity to find someone new. So, the subathon is almost done, but it will not be finished tonight. We'll see it maybe finished tomorrow during scrims. Coke Zero is better than Diet Coke. That's all. Lewis, you make cute noises. Bro, user 67676767 just joined my live. Someone hit the 67 emote in chat for me, please. All right. Dat boy, thank you very much. I don't know what you just put in my chat, but there we go. It finally loaded. It is the 6-7 emote. Thank you. All right. If Minnesota doesn't end this game in the next 20 minutes,
Roll them that way.
that's how I feel. There we go. 6-7. I couldn't be more happy with that, guys. All right. Someone needs to turn the Zephyr bashing a pan gif into an emote for me. I don't know how small guy compressed that one as well as he did, but I'd love that one as well. For Minnesota State Mavericks, this time around, Meadsy is not rocking a double Sentinty. He is still trolling. He is playing a Mirage of all things. But hey, when you're this confident, you can do whatever the hell you want. Sentinel 99, Meadsy out here. Nade spams above. IUI Jaguars have let Minnesota step oh so too close. It's Utah in this one. Ian, no. There is no Utah in this current lobby right now. But hey,
Spied an enemy over there.
tune in on Friday. For the Minnesota State Mavericks, they're tuning in to potentially extra kills ahead. I mean, shit, man. They have completely chased IUI Varsity Jaguars here into a separate position now. Mobile shields down in a second. A knuckle cluster for Speed Demon. And with the tick of the box ringing on through, you got all the time in the world here to get that beam and get the cross here on the other side. Schmalz will ascend for knock numero uno. Schmalz will find knock numero dos. And for the Minnesota State Mavericks, while yes, there is a trade of 2 Dizzy on Speed Demon, they are able to find the wipe there. 15 squads remaining.
Backpack here. Level 3. Thank you.
All right. And we're just going to see how it goes. Now, CMU Eagles were caught out towards the edge of this building last game. And they struggled to get themselves set back up until the very, very end. They were able to finish with a second place. But it's these kind of snipes that set them back last time. OC Esports up on high. An explosive aerial against X-Ray Paladin. I mean, they've got the distance to cross here. But for CMU, I expect them to be oh so far away here already. We'll see how this one goes. A dive around the back.
Every little choice changes the path.
Here it is.
This fight isn't over. Get out.
Grenades. There's going to be the reset. Gets them out of safety, but not before Sheila Knox up on high leaves just Stingray left to stand. Now, there is no port play, but the tactical is available here. OC Esports taking their time up above. I mean, really, they don't have to, though. Rampart, Caustic, Hugh. That's about how I feel. Mississippi State, they're going to find the other remaining member here. Maybe not on a full thirst yet, but they have heard the pitter-patter of this little wraith on the inside of zone. Shoot him. Why is it so laggy? Is it still laggy? Dang. I apologize. This was just gonna be laggy, guys. Shout out to Apex. I got perfect network. I got it up on my down below. Hey, Max. Thank you for the follow. I got a friend named Max. He goes by Keg. Little dive from St. Ambrose. They got themselves set up on height. They will launch all the way to the low ground for the chase ahead here. Ursa left on the other side to secure that KP. Casper the noob. They kind of lost in the sauce here. Ursa Twan is on the other side of that bridge. And you know what? It makes a lot more sense when we pop on over to Minnesota State Mavericks. Meadsy with a knock onto Ursa tells me that they were trying to run from this potential third party. Ursa Twan is still alive right now. Not quite. Oh, that little port play tells me that Ursa Twan has been able to get out for now. But I don't know where they carry themselves. For Minnesota, they're going to say screw it and take the portal play to get themselves set back up here for the end game.
An enemy nearby.
They're dead. The slideshow is slideshowing, but I'm going to tell you right now that they're dead. And just like magic, the death box appeared. If you switch players less, it helps it not lag as much.
Making contact here.
Kaiser University versus Bethany Bison. Let's see how it goes. Slideshow goes hard. It really does. Welcome, Loopy. Congratulations to Minnesota today. You guys are, you know. Well, you're in a competition. We'll say. Kaiser University premiere. This is.
I won't always be around.
They're kind of here. They're kind of reviving. They're sort of back up, but hey! Looks like you've got maybe Mississippi. I don't know who this. Oh, hey, it's Bethany Bison. Wait, it looks like they're actually, like, moving. Oh, my God. For how much longer do we get to see them? Oh, Kaiser University. I think it's a 1v1 against Bethany Bison. Mystic here for Bethany. Kaiser with one on the other side. Arc Snar available. Here's the full thirst. And for the Bethany Bison, that is all said and done. Kaiser University Premier puts themselves back together. We'll pop on over to Mississippi State Black.
Let us go this way.
It definitely was, Lucy. Thank you so much. A dive, a dip, a dodge below. For these teams, where they will find is no sugar candy booger snow. For Fuel Esports Academy, out through the low ground and a chase ahead. They're probably likely to run into a team later. For now, Minnesota! Minnesota! Maggie Ball! Big boom! Blasts around the back. A knock for two. One running footsie away. And for Schmalls and Speed Demons, they're happy and here to play. OC Esports settled in stone. Not a single team numbered. USM dropped 233 points. What? What? Are you serious?
Rival there. I think we should go
All right. I'm just gonna check it. The games are struggling, so you know what? Might as well just check it. Where is it? Oh my gosh. That is insane. Oh, they still missed out on a perfect game. 168 kills in 6 games. Do you realize that is a plus 20 point average per game? 30, 26, 33, 15, 31, 33. They were on track. They were on track for a 180 point game. Oh my God. You might as well just cancel the whole league at that point. I mean, no one else literally got to play the game. That would have been fun to watch, though. All right, back to the actual game at hand. It looks like the CMU Eagles are healing for now. Edge of zone, a minute to go. 12 squads remaining. The CMU Eagles are safe for now. UNK Lopper, though, through the doorway. I guess the window. A drop, a knock, a goodbye to X-Ray Paladin. As holy as you may be, there is no light for you at the end of this tunnel. A trade on to Pesky, though, might be the savior in our teams. But there's an arc star from afar. Okay. Hello, Minnesota! Minnesota! Both teams died. Minnesota! We hit 50K likes. Thank you so much for the 50K likes, guys. That is a lot of likes. For Penn State Apex Blue, they might be just dying to the edge of zone here. I honestly can't tell you how these teams are dying to zone when there's literally nobody in it. All you have to do is move towards it. Minnesota. Our Minnesota, the only sentient team in this lobby. You know, they might really be your poopy. You have a good rest of your night, guys. I'm going to be subbing for Extreme. Good luck, everyone. Hey! Good luck to you, Mrs. Tudank. Good morning, Zephyr. Small guy, I hope you didn't just wake up. Good morning to you. You're here to witness one last blistering by the Minnesota roster. They'll dive into the poop chamber, and they will make short work of CUW Apex there. A primed and proper 3 death boxes for Minnesota. Are TikTok likes individually per viewer or just spam likes? It's just spam.
Joker here.
Made it. Time for the thumbs to take fat break. Well, there you go, user, my birthday brother.
Might be something good this way.
Wow, MSU's actually doing well today. Ball's finally getting out of Trev's shadow. What the hell is that? Bro, Trev never did anything for Minnesota compared to what Schmalz did for Minnesota. Are you kidding me? Small guy's baiting. Small guy's rage baiting in chat, bro. Trev is... Speed Demon is stocked in Apex here. Only problem is you have Schmalz still up. They're going to quickly reset for the lifeline. Schmalz is actually down here. It is just Meadsy on the other side. And, you know what? Schmalz might have, or Schmal guy might have came in. See how it goes. Hey, tell me, hey, have to top us with the lights.
Eliminate the enemy.
What? Headphone? The S in MNSU is Schmalz. You're right, Schmalz. The S in MNSU is Schmalz. Oh my god, it's not happening. What? Oh! Anyways, Minnesota's gonna die there. Look at the third place team at Game System. If you want to laugh. Honestly, most of this is a laugh. Sorry, getting sleepy.
I'm upgraded. I'm ready to...
Hey, 50,000 is now set as the record. A couple of knocks for Andrew here, and we're gonna see a new winner for this game. Mississippi State White would be my favorites to take a dub, albeit it has been struggles above for Penn State Apex Blue. They are still in it, but Kaiser University Premier could potentially become that next winning roster. Hell, they might even take 3 on the day. Penn State as a duo, no days. They lost out on that banner just alongside where you see that portal is. They do have the chance for recovery, but they need to get that banner back. For Kaiser University Premier, up to the northern side of Humbert for now. They're searching for their next win of the day. I mean, a couple of long-range shots, but they are unable to get the knock they need. Retired Unk and the rest of these teams finally 61 damage off of the heirloom car here. A couple of extra shots as they slowly assume space. Blasted back by the Mad Maggie Ball. A dive around to the low ground here. And for Kaiser University Premier, they've pushed them away. They haven't gotten the KP to their name. Kaiser diving, looking like dolphins. A Mad Maggie drill will stunt them. But guess what? This roof has holes. That's going to be the end of that drill there. But for Kaiser University Premier, you might as keep moving forward. MSU stands for Measy, Speed Demon, and Father Revolution. I like it. Stockton, St. Ambrose, Fuel Esports, and yes, Kaiser Premier now in the heart of zone. 79 for Mississippi here. Unable to find that second shot where it counts. A bubble down. Instead, Kaiser University Premier catching the other side of that portal. We got multiple port plays available. Shrimp will be taken out for MSU here. They don't have much of a rotation at that. A couple of wall bounces, a dive into the edge of the truck line, a launching survivability as everybody is lining up for the Kaiser University Premier stack line. That's it for Mississippi State. And it looks like another roster might be dying here at the hands of Kaiser University. Trying to wrap this one right around the height that be, and they will be shot out of the sky going skeet shooting against Penn State Apex. ALC the last wrap, but St. Ambrose, Fuel Esports, and Stockton Apex are still in the lobby. Zephyr, did you enjoy watching me miss all my shots? I did not. Stockton Apex, Arc Stars on the other end. St. Ambrose, what a blast here. A couple extra nades might do you in, but you need the follow through. It is Goth Girls from Kaiser University who ends up finding 2 of those knocks, even though those nades came from elsewhere. A quick slide in, and yeah, I mean, if you ain't trying to survive, you don't deserve to. That's it for Stockton. 4 squads left. Kaiser are one of the few full 3-piece teams. We get a little push there at the end. And it tells me that Kaiser is the only team left up as a trio. Not gonna lie, Kaiser University, they may be finishing the day off with 3 wins here. That's actually more than the Minnesota State Mavericks. We have to wait and see, though. Plenty of teams who can throw a thorn into their side. Casper and Ursa stuck as a duo. Kaiser University Premier, a pop into the other end. There's the Maggie, but it's not enough of a drill to zone. Retired Unk pushed back by a drill in their own way. Remember, they are currently in this next zone close here, so it is not all said and done for them yet. Couple of good shots. There's the break on to Mad Maggie. Another 88 on the peak. Come on, Kaiser. Put them to rest. Put this lobby to its rest. St. Ambrose, ALC, everybody on the other side here. Kaiser starting to peek this one up. Yes, they are. Double Mad Maggies here for the bounce. A blast into the edge. There's going to go Ursa. A final pick on his St. Ambrose. And for Premier, they make it look absolutely clean. With 6 squads remaining, it's a dive to the boxes below. Retired Unk finds instantly 2 wipes. They make that knock onto Fuel look complex. Fervent. All said and done here. Congratulations to Kaiser University Premier on their 3rd win of the day. Folks, let's take a look at the scoreboard before we raid someone else here. Stick around for the Twitch raid. All right. Minnesota, 170, 2 wins, 2 second-place finishes, 122 kills, an average of a 3.3 placement, definitively the best. Kaiser University Premier, though, a nice return for them. They had the majority of their scoreline alongside those 3 wins, 92 points, 51 KP, easily the second best. Mississippi State White, 53. Bethany Bison, 42. Penn State Apex Blue, 39. CMU Eagles, 30. ALC Stockton Apex. Fuel Esports Academy Apex. St. Ambrose Esports. UNK Lopper Esports. CUW Apex. OC Esports Apex. Kaiser University Academy. Mississippi State Black. And IUI Varsity Jaguars. All right, guys. That was ECAC. Tune in tomorrow for scrims at 8 p.m. Eastern. Again, more scrims on Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Play versus on Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And Premier League on Fridays at 8 p.m. Eastern. All right, let's get a raid going. Thank you so much, Henbone and User, for sticking around. And once again, 52,000 likes. Absolutely crazy. Let's do someone I'm following. Someone small. I'm bored. We're rating Avely. Never mind. They're offline. Do a 360? I can't. This guy's name is called F Nuts. All right, we're rating F Nuts. I don't know who F Nuts is, but I'm ready to raid F Nuts. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in today. Let's give F Nuts some love. I'll see you tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern.